Let's go. Street pro, bottom line. Flow, canteen, hot take, Jake, and O. Sports professor, you know. Street professor back again, it's game time. A la playa, no playtime, it's play guy. Cause we ain't talking about practice like AI. Sports professor spit the best takes out like AI. Artfully intelligent, I can't write mine. Rhyme sliding in girls' DMs like Messi after the goal time. That was a triple entendre, did you catch me rambling? Flipping Simone Biles, we the bottom line champion.
I need my hands.
Let's go. Street pro, bottom line. Flow, canteen, hot take, Jake, and O. Sports professor, you know. Yo, Street Professor, I'm back, baby, like I never left. Bottom line, flow, canteen, hot take, Jake, and O. Street! Stop.
Go hard, or go home. 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 Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home. Yeah, these championship rings on my hands now. In my head, I'm top 10, yeah, that's hands down. You a squad, now you're looking man down. Funny how foes turn to friends now. Drive a race car like a Atari now. Call filling up, I need product again. Treat the business like a playground. I might slide on you. Don't me wrong, might found you. Do a backflip, cause I'm mad rich. I'm the definition of what that is. Go hard, or go home. 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 Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home. I'm a warrior, I go back to back, then go back to back. If I top the top, then I double back, and I'm topping that. Yeah, I beat my own records. Yeah, I gotta get money fetish. Same team, I don't set trick. Never dull, this electric. Went and put the Ricks on my toes. Me and bro, that's the give and go. Stay 100, end zone. Keep them coming. I know. I won't flood my wrist, no, I'm not dumb like that. No. I just wanna give my mama 100 racks. Go hard, or go home. 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 Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go looking man down. Go hard. Funny how foes to the friends now. Drive a race car like a Atari now. Call filling up, I need product. Treat the business like a playground, might slide on you.
What up?
What up, bro? What up?
Welcome to the Bottom Line Sports Show. Got everybody running late. I don't know what's going on. Omar's been flipping in and out. I don't know what he's doing. Hopefully he's coming in soon. This is the Bottom Line Sports.
We'll go old school. We'll do like the original.
Yeah, 134 for us here at the Bottom Line Sports. Got to update. They're doing a lot of stuff over here in the background. So, Canteen, while I'm doing that, let them know where they can find us.
At thebottomlinesports.com. Bottom Line Sports. You can follow us. You can find us on all your platforms. You can find us on Facebook, X. You can find us on Instagram, YouTube. Twitter is X. So all your social media platforms, you can find us at The Bottom Line Sports.
Yeah, there you go, Cam.
Go hard, or go home. Go hard,
All right, we got the coming up soon here. We got the draft coming up soon, so go sign up for that. We got 2 more spots. If Jake comes in, 1 more spot.
Yeah.
So there's the professor.
That's the professor.
Professor's in the house. Yeah.
Yo, what up, friends?
What up, Professor?
What's going on, buddy? What's happening, brother?
We're going to officially start. Got to get Cam's favorite background music.
Yeah, get a little water, man. Been a long day, buddy.
Long day. How you been, Professor?
I'm doing all right. Busy as all get out.
Busy as all get out. Yeah, I think we're all busy.
Got
Go ahead.
New clients. I was just saying I got some new clients. So I'm just
Okay. Okay, good. I'm glad you're staying busy, Professor. The sports
Yes,
professor,
sir.
Jake's running late, so we'll start without him. Should be here in about 15, 20 minutes. But I'm of course, Flo. You know what it is. I got all the stuff on. It's time to pick the NFC. As a Cowboy fan, resident Cowboy fan, I got my stuff, but I don't know what's up with that guy over there. He ain't got his Cowboy stuff on. I don't know what's going on over there.
Omar, we will cease to mention anything at this point.
Okay.
I mean, there's nothing else I can say. When Flo gets it through his skull that you never were, and never will be a true Cowboys fan.
Yeah, are you lying to my face? You know lying's a sin, right, Cam?
Hey, Flo, I'm gonna support you, man. I support you wholeheartedly, but
That's what he's doing. He's supporting you. He's not lying. He's just supporting.
No.
It's his second team.
He said he's
because you
DC
like him.
for life. Come on now, let's go.
Okay, all right. And then now, right when the Falcons are going up and the Cowboys are on their way down, he's jumping right back on the Falcons.
You're jumping ship on me, Cam? Is that what you're doing?
Flo, you got to be honest. The Falcons have made more strategic and more moves than the Dallas Cowboys.
They needed to make those moves, though. They needed to make those moves. To be fair, they needed to make those moves.
But what about our Dallas Cowboys? What's
they making moves? We signed CeeDee Lamb. Come on.
No, they signed CeeDee Lamb, but we'll get to
that. We brought in Dalvin Cook.
You brought him in. They haven't signed him. He's going to come in Saturday.
1-year deal.
Oh, they signed Cook to 1-year deal.
1-year deal. You're going to sign
Here's
1-year
the
deal.
problem
In principle, it's already done in principle.
Here's the point before we go any further, man. I watch Unsportsmanlike. I watch Get Up. I watch all that stuff in the morning.
That's your problem.
No, that's not the problem. We need somebody who can.
I mean, it's better than not watching it. I mean, you could just.
We need someone in the front office that can make strategic moves, man. Jerry Jones likes to pitter patter, and then the fans are left with dealing with the bad end of the stick. When
You
other
just
teams
don't
are
like the
making
moves they're making. That's the problem. They making moves. They showed up that defensive line. They brought in a few people on the defensive line to be more run stoppers. Right? They signed CeeDee Lamb. Come on now.
We're gonna see.
Hey, why isn't this thing still playing? Why isn't my music playing?
Y'all, while he is fixing that, make sure you are subscribed at the Bottom Line Sports. Make sure you join that Facebook group for all the latest sports news and trash talk, and to join the boys in all they do sports-wise.
Let's go. I think we did that, Omar, but that's all right. We do it again. Never hurts.
Well, hey, just in case you were going to take a little longer there, I was just trying to back you up. That's
Hey, I appreciate you. Yeah, but we say Mozzie Smith has put on some weight. He looks better. Okay.
All right, y'all.
Biggie Zoo was there. Come on, man.
Don't half the people know who you're talking about right now. What have we done?
They know.
I do because I'm a true football fan. I know all those players.
Okay.
Especially Odigizua. Shout out UCLA Bruin. 8 clap.
8 clap.
Let's go.
Odigizua.
I had to do it fast. I don't like doing it that fast. It's not how you're supposed to do it, but I know we're on a show. So.
There you go.
All right, let's get into this. Let's take a little MLB before we get into this. We're going to make our NFC picks today, preseason picks. Me and Ken got a little unfinished business. We got to make our AFC, our final seeding, and then who plays who. So we got to finish that up at the beginning. And then
that's good because that'll give me a second to finish up my NFC picks. I haven't finished them.
Okay, good. Yeah, so we'll do that. And then what do we want to do, guys? You want to wait till next week to make any addendums? Because I was going to change a couple of mine Just make
just wait till next week.
Yeah.
Okay, but
Fine.
I'm gonna go ahead and mention
we still technically are supposed to be doing college football picks too, aren't we? At some point or not?
At some point we will.
Because we didn't do any of that at all, and week 1 is next week. So
yeah,
this week. This week.
Yeah, week 1 is technically this week, but we don't have to make picks there. I mean, that's going to be a long season.
We should still make them early enough where we're not like halfway through the season. It's like, oh, I picked Michigan last year.
Right.
Before the season started. Who went on to win the championship?
Okay, let's do that next week. We'll make our college football picks. We'll just do our 1 through 12 and kind of go through the scenario, who you think it's going to be, and then we'll do it that way next week, and then we'll go right into the draft. Because next week is the Bottom Line Sports fantasy football draft next week. So let's go.
Man, I'm so mad. I thought it was today, and I got it mixed up. I got another draft on ESPN, and I thought it was this one, so I didn't show up to the other one. Luckily, I had pick number 1, so it auto-drafted McCaffrey, but then I messed up and accidentally hit the wrong button and drafted some free agent wide receiver in the 7th round who I don't even know who they are, and wasted my pick. So that league is completely over. I donated on that league.
Oh, man. It's over just because of the one pick?
Oh, yeah, man. When you waste a 7th round pick like that in a 16-team league, nah, you can't.
Oh, 16. I'm surprised you got in 16-team league.
I didn't know it was 16. I got tricked.
Oh, okay. I was like, you
very upset.
Last time you were giving me a hard time about getting 14 or something. I
thought I got out of another one. I know I ended up in one last year somehow too. I need to start reading these rules before I agree.
Right. Well, you read mine really good because you were like, I'm not getting in until you change this and you're changing that.
Well, because I know last year your rules were all bojangled and haberdashery.
Haberdashery. Oh, wow.
Hijinks galore.
Home team. Whatever.
Y'all, can you believe that this guy tried to give the home team 1 point in fantasy football? So if you're the home team, you just get 1 extra point.
If you get home field in the playoffs, you should get an advantage. Why is it in there if no one does it? What's the point, right?
That is ain't nobody doing that with me if we play for money. That's cheatery at its finest.
Okay,
tomfoolery and cheatery at its finest.
I'm still learning, okay, but still, I listened to your sage advice and did what you said. Yeah,
it's all good.
Anyway, all right. No big deal. All right, so let's get into this. Let's do a little Major League Baseball. You want to start with the stats, Ken?
Yeah,
man. Let's look at the numbers, man. When we look at the American League East right now,
let's get through it, though, man.
The Yankees are at 78-54. The Orioles are close behind them at 76-56, with 2 games behind. The Red Sox 10.5 games behind. The Devil Rays 12.5 games behind. The Blue Jays 14 games behind in the American League East. So I mean, it looks pretty short up in that division. The Yankees and the Orioles look pretty promising in that division. When we look at the American League Central, we got the Guardians at 75-57. The Royals are at 74-58. They're only 1 game behind. The Twins, 72-59. They're 2.5 games behind. So you got 3 top tier teams in that division. Mm-hmm. The Tigers are 9 games behind in Clubber D. I hate to say it, brother, but at 44 games behind the 4 Chicago White Sox.
You keep. No one mentioned the last place team.
It should be mentioned. It is going to be historic. They are going to surpass the New York Mets. Thank God for the worst record in baseball history. All they need is 19 more losses, and to be honest, they'll be lucky if they don't have way more than that. So,
sound the alarm. A record. What was the record? What's the old record?
The Mets lost 120 games back in, what was that, 1969 or 67 or 8 or something like that.
Yeah. And so far, the White Sox have lost 101 this season. They've lost
101 already. There's
got like a month left, right?
Yeah, there's technically 30 games left, but they're only winning 1 out of every 4 games, which means that they would only win 7 of those games and lose 23 of them, which would beat the record. So they're on base.
Okay, so your Mets come off one of the bad records, right? They come off the list. So shout out to the Mets for coming off that terrible list.
Well, not yet.
For a good 70, 80 years.
Yeah, well,
and they have
I'm open.
The American League West, man. The Astros sit at 70-61. The Mariners are 67-65. They're 3.5 games behind. The Rangers 10 games behind. At Oakland A's at 14 games behind, and the Angels are at 16 games behind. So the Mariners and the Astros are pretty much shored up the American League, the West. When we look at the National League East, the Phillies are in 77 and 54. Right behind the Phillies, the Braves are six games behind at 71 and 60. The Mets are close behind them at 68 and 63, but 9 games behind. The Nationals, 19 games behind, and the Marlins are 30 games behind. The National League Central is pretty much sewn up by the Brewers. The Brewers are 75 and 55, and everyone else is at least 10 games behind. So you have the Cubs at 66 and 66. The Cardinals are at 65 and 66. The Reds are at 12 and a half games behind, and the Pirates are at 13, almost 14 games behind. Now the National League West is really, really close too, because you look at the 78 and 53 Dodgers are in first place. Diamondbacks are at 75 and 56, 3 games behind, and the Padres are 75 and 58 with 4 games behind. And behind them are the Giants at 13 games behind, and the lowly Colorado Rockies that sit at 49 and 83 at 30 games behind. That is your baseball stat, gentlemen.
Still well ahead of the White Sox, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so just backing Ken up a little bit to make those stats come to life a little bit. He's right. The Yankees, Orioles, Guardians, we're starting to separate themselves, the Astros. But we cannot forget that the Royals and Mariners have been playing well as of late. The Royals have won 7 of their last 10 and actually have a better run differential. They have a positive run differential of 102 versus the Guardians 71. So that actually means something in baseball when you're scoring more runs than all the other teams.
Right.
Also, the Mariners have a huge series this week. Depending on what happens with that and with the Astros in their series, both of them, we'll see what happens in the AL West, but this is going to be that series that kind of make or breaks the division there. Also, in the NL, all the good teams are playing at their best right now. Everybody in the past 10 games has been 6-4 or above, including Philadelphia, Atlanta, New York, Los Angeles, Arizona, San Diego, Milwaukee. All the good teams in the NL have all won the majority of their past 10 games. So again, that NL race is really tightening up. The Mets and the Diamondbacks are tied 3 games out of the wild card. San Diego is there 1 game behind them. So that race is really tightening up. Whereas in the AL, again, it's a little more, it's a little more sewn up, as Canteen said. Now, forgetting all about that, let's move to the more important things that have happened this week in baseball. I've got a few huge pieces of news to talk about. First of all, Aaron Judge is going bonkers this week.
Wow.
He had a 1,300 OPS, 7 home runs, and 15 RBIs. He also got to 52 home runs. He is now on pace to break his record last year of 62 with 63 home runs. So Aaron Judge is on an absolute tear. Who else is on an absolute tear?
Shout out to Aaron Judge.
Thank you for that. Who else is on an absolute tear? The absolute best player and craziest unicorn player we've ever seen in our lives, Shohei Ohtani, who has achieved a 40-40 season, which means 40 home runs and 40 stolen bases. And he did it in the shortest amount of times, and not by a little bit, but by like 20 games. So Shohei Ohtani is something we have never seen before. He may, and I am going to call it right now, I'm giving you the old Jake, you heard it here first. He is going to get the first ever 50-50 season in Major League Baseball history.
So there's never been a 50-50.
There's never been a 45-45, and he's definitely going to get that. I'm saying he's going even better, and he's going to get 50-50.
Oh, wow.
No, never been.
Wow. So shout out. You heard it here first. The first 50-50 in Major League Baseball history. Wow. You got anything for Omar, Ken?
Nah, man, we're getting into the brink of the baseball season, man. I'm actually interested to see how the playoff matchups, the wild card, and all that stuff is going to pan out. So I'm excited to see what baseball is going to bring us in the next few weeks, man.
Right. Okay. And so, Omar, one quick question. So how much of a surprise, we kind of knew some of these some of these divisions were going to be kind of tight and competitive. But how much of a surprise is it that the AL Central has 3 teams with 70 wins, and even Detroit has 66? Kind of bringing up the rear. Of course, the White Sox are not good, but everybody else, I mean, 3 teams with 70 wins. I mean, was that a bit of a surprise for for Major League Baseball? I don't think everybody was looking at it as that competitive of a division there in the Central.
I mean, if you're talking about that division in general, no, because most of the time their teams usually are fringe wild card teams.
Yeah.
You're looking at like 80 to 90 wins any year for all of those teams. But this year, they played well above their heads. I mean, the Cleveland Guardians have Stephen Kwan, who's the best hitter in the league. He's hitting over 350 batting average. I mean, the Royals, very plucky. They got Bobby Witt Jr., who, if it wasn't for Aaron Judge, would be the AL MVP. Bobby Witt Jr. is on his way to a 40 season possibly. So, and he's only in his second or third year, so he's amazing. And then the Twins just have a really, really good all-around team. So, is it a surprise? Sure. Yeah, it's a surprise that there's 2 370-win teams in that division. But is it like any of those? Because all of those teams have been in the playoffs in the past, 5-10 years. So they're all usually right there.
So, being that it's such a competitive division, do you think that possibly one of those teams could make a run? Other than everybody's looking at the Yankees and Houston maybe coming out, because they're always. Could one of those teams come in there and surprise? Even Baltimore, everybody's kind of looking at them to make a run this year. That's how they played last year. Do you feel like one of those teams could make a run at the World Series, possibly? The way they're playing?
Great question. At the beginning of the season, I would have told you that it was going to be the Cleveland Guardians. They've been the ones that have been more consistently in the playoff the past few years. They had a good young squad. They got an MVP candidate in Jose Ramirez. They've got a good pitching staff. So usually I would claim it would be the Guardians. But seeing how the Royals have climbed back in it this year, and knowing that they have Bobby Witt Jr., again, one of the best players in the league, and you know how I talk about baseball and momentum being so important in baseball, and that's where I'm coming from. The Royals, again, are coming on at the right time. They're 7-3 in their last 10. Cleveland is 3-7 in their last 10. Remember, I said the Kansas City Royals have a 30-point run differential over the Guardians. All these things bode well for them. So we'll see what happens, but they are, aside from Cleveland having the better offense, they are 2 evenly matched teams. It would be nice to see them maybe even battle in the playoffs, but we'll see what happens.
That's good. Can't hear you.
Can't hear you if you're talking. I can't hear any. I can hear.
Oh, okay, sorry, my bad.
Yeah, all right, we got you now.
I'm back. Sorry, somebody was talking to me over here. Yeah, is there any chance Minnesota's that team? They're only 2.5 games back. Is there any chance they make it slip in there? I mean, they're playing well.
Sure, they're a decent team. I think they're pretty much in the same mold as the Cleveland Guardians is kind of what they resemble. But they don't have the MVP candidate that Cleveland does in Jose Ramirez. So I would not. I like how both of those teams, the Guardians and Royals, have MVP candidates, whereas the Twins do not. They have a more rounded team. But again, at the same time, it's also about momentum. And I just think right now, Kansas City has the most momentum to carry them into September and then, travel on.
Right. That's fair. Okay. All right. So anything else, Ken? You good?
Bro, I'm good. Yeah.
And Jake's not here yet, so we'll move on. He never has good questions anyway, so I'm just kidding, Jake. All right, so
well, since he's not here, let me give you an awesome and crazy story achievement that you would never think would ever happen. It can be, yes. It's baseball, but it can be. It was both. It was a little both. It was a baseball kind of into the mix bag kind of area. But anyways, Danny
Professor's mixed bag.
All right, so Danny Jansen made history this week. He was the first player to play for the competing teams in the same game. And so you're saying, what? How is that possible? He played in the same game for both teams Yes, he did. So this is how this happened. That's the start of Monday was a continuation of a rain-suspended game between the Red Sox and the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays at the time sent up their hitter to pinch hit for their player Danny Jansen. The count had stopped at an 0-1 count when rain started coming down. Danny Jansen was at bat. It had been, an hour or so they replaced him with someone else to hit. Right.
Right.
Eventually 4-1 defeat. At the same time, Jansen on July 27th was traded from the Blue Jays to the Red Sox.
Oh, wow.
So then I'm reading all this from MLB.com. Shout out to, I don't want to get it wrong. That's why.
Wow.
But anyways, the player who Jansen was brought up to, was traded for, got injured. So now when he came over to Boston, they had to play the game again. The Red Sox put him in at that same position so that he would be there.
Of the same game?
Same game. So he played for Toronto to start the game. It got suspended by rain. He got traded to got traded to Boston, and Boston put him in the rain-suspended game against Toronto.
Crazy.
First time ever in history. It's crazy.
Wow.
Amazing.
Shout out Danny Jansen.
At least his name's in the record books, or some trivia question.
That's a trivia question forever and ever. That's for real.
Yeah. All right. Anything else from the mixed bag, Professor?
Yeah, sure. Couple of little things. First of all, the NFL is looking into private equity funding. What does that mean? That means allowing corporations to be able to give in a certain amount of financing to the team for their salary cap, all that other stuff. Right now, all the other leagues let that happen up to 30%. They've come to realize that family ownership just doesn't work anymore since these franchises are so expensive and require so much money. This is probably going to be approved is what we're hearing. So we don't know the percentage, but look for the NFL to start allowing that in the future.
NFL
private equity financing. So allowing like Goldman Sachs or BlackRock or Vanguard or whatever. All these companies buy in money.
They'll have to wait until it's up for sale, or they could just buy in it depending on.
No, you can buy like a 30% stock. So some owners sell partial ownership. It'll be for like that kind of thing.
Yeah, that would be major. That would be real good.
Are they forced to allow them to buy in, or is this something?
No, it's just.
It's optional, right?
If you can, it's optional. If you can own it all yourselves, by all means. But there's not a lot of families that can own, major league teams anymore. Like, so these owners, like even the Fenway Group has their own like Fenway Sports Group, which owns a bunch of franchises. Right. It's just getting to the point where you can't keep it in the family anymore. You have to have outside funding.
Oh, okay. Well, tell Jerry Jones that.
And that's what I mean. That's like, I don't even know how he's hanging on, to be completely honest. But I mean,
he runs the NFL.
Obviously, he's got to be very, very rich to be able to do so. So,
yeah. Well, I mean, I'm worth $10 billion. So, anyway, all right, Professor. Anything else? Was that your? I thought you said a couple of things, but a
couple more things.
Fine. All right.
I'm being quick with him. Hold on, a couple more things.
Okay.
Jamar Chase returned to practice. He hasn't signed a contract, but they're looking to do that this week. As well, Lydia Ko, already going to be a Hall of Famer, and she's only in her 20s, won the British Women's Open yesterday, so shout out to her. And finally, make sure you check out Netflix for that new Connor Stalions sign-stealing scandal documentary. It's pretty informing and pretty good.
You seen any? All right, so that was the Professor. Mixed bag. Yeah. Have you all seen The Receiver show on Netflix? They did the quarterback last year.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I mean, I like the way it goes into their first live, and what's going on. It looks like Jake's on his way. He says 2 minutes. So
2 minutes.
Canteen, make sure he makes it in 2 minutes or he's going to get lashes.
All right.
All right. Here we go. So Jake will be here in a couple minutes. We're about to get into that. So let's look at 1 second here. Okay, so the Cowboys, we're going to get into the actual record and what, but our team, the Cowboys, signed CeeDee Lamb, and they also traded Hendershot for a late round pick to the Chiefs. Canteen, does this make a difference? Is this something that's going to help our team, or is it just it's not a big deal? What do you think, Cam?
So I think solidifying signing CeeDee Lamb was a big deal for us. I think that's a power move. Now what do we do with Dak? I mean, do we sign Dak or do we do with Dak? Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, what do we do with Dak at this point, man? And I think they should figure out something to sign him to something. But like I said, what the question that keeps looming over our heads is like the playoff win. But it takes a team to win a playoff game, right. And so we got to stop putting Dak in that box. When it wasn't Dak that lost the game, it was it takes a collective to lose a football game. I mean, I think he's still one of the greatest quarterbacks, and like I would say in my top 10. So I think he deserves something to solidify him. I think by getting him a deal would make a difference in his performance and how he's going to do this season, man. I think so.
Okay, so you think CeeDee is a big deal signing? What about the trade of Hendershot off to the Chiefs for a pick next year, or I think a late round pick? Is that another? I mean,
that solidifies something for us in the future. But I mean, I'm thinking about our current state. I mean, when we look at our organization, man, I mean, we had Pollard as a good running back. Then we go back and get Ezekiel Elliott. But as you said, we signed Dalvin Cook. So I think once we ink Dak Prescott, I think that'll be the missing piece to the puzzle. Here's what I'm gonna say. Okay. Everything's riding on Mike McCarthy this season. It's all riding on Mike McCarthy as the head coach, man. Okay. All right.
So do you think Dak deserves that $60 million contract? Is that what we should do? Because that's probably what he's asking for, and that's probably the
and you know, to be honest, I would probably try to go back to the negotiation table with him. But it's going to be hard for me.
But he has all the power at this point because he's a free agent after this year. He can just, if he doesn't like it, he can just say no, and he's probably going to get that $60 million contract
somewhere else. So I think he should try his luck, but I would probably just ride the season out if he doesn't get the deal and then move on.
What do you think, Professor? Is this I mean, we kind of all, me and you especially, were pretty confident. Jake was a little hesitant. But we were pretty confident CeeDee was going to get signed. Is that getting signed more for the season essential now, or is it just something, hey, we'll see what happens? What does this mean for the Cowboys? You're muted.
You know how Jerry Jones is. There's no chance on God's green earth that he gets this done during the season. He's going to let it play out like the billionaire bum he is. I'm just joking. I love you, Jerry. Let me in your stadium, please. I'm still looking for those free tickets. Jeez Louise. Yeah. I don't know what kind of begging veterans have to do these days. What am I, homeless veteran out here in the streets? Can you help me out? Anyways,
give him a chance.
Give me a chance.
Hey,
anyways,
my infamous words, Flo.
That's Canteen's old school phrase.
Is it? Yeah, nice. That's awesome. So what I think now is what's going to happen, and the best course of action for them. Obviously, you had to sign CeeDee Lamb. He is the only receiver you have. He's only 25 years old. He has don't start that. He's only 25 years old. Don't start. 25 years old, and he has represented the number 88 proudly so far. You know, after the molds of obviously Drew Pearson and Michael Irvin. Last year, let's talk about his value. Last year, and I want to just say this: he moved all around the formation. Okay, right. So he played 500 snaps in the slot, right, and he had 450 snaps, about 440 on the outside. He had 65, 70 catches in both average. He had 907 yards from the slot and 850 yards from outside. So he and 12 touchdowns from the slot, 4 from outside. So you can see he's versatile, and they're going to play him everywhere. He had at least 7 games with 11 receptions. He's the only one there. Dak Prescott is going to pepper him with the ball, and he's going to make every single penny that he earned.
And he's he's kind of like a Debo Samuel, different style, but where you give him the ball in different ways.
He's way better than DJ. He's better, not way better, but he's better. He's definitely better.
That's what I'm saying. But a different style of Debo. Debo's more of a he can run you over a little bit, but basically getting him the ball different ways and different handoffs, different ways to get him the ball like they do Debo.
And at this point, the only way they sign Micah Parsons is if they franchise tag Dak. So that's what I think is going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't think they can
franchise Dak they can in the offseason. They can.
No, he's a free agent. They can't do it.
I'm pretty sure they can. I'll check on that. Let me check.
But I'm pretty sure he's going to be a free agent. They can't franchise him because they've already franchised him.
Somebody let us know in the chat.
Let us know in the chat if you know that. What do you think? Big deal for a signing for CeeDee?
He's chomping at the bit.
You were hesitant
to give us. To me.
You were like, well, that's not for sure that they're going to sign him.
Well, I mean, after what I saw from the horrific.
Right, you're right. Sorry about that. Yes, he is a free agent.
Okay.
You cannot use the tag. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Here's what I'll say.
My bad. All right.
Here's what I'll say.
Okay.
You're lucky y'all signed CeeDee because boy, did I have y'all at 4 wins this season without CeeDee Lamb.
Wow. Okay. You know what? I just can't. I don't know.
I'm calling a spade a spade. Here's
4 wins. Now what? We double that. We double that with CeeDee.
We'll get to it. We got picks today for the NFC. Don't worry.
Wow. How many wins is the wide receiver worth, Omar?
CeeDee being there gives y'all hope. But
all right.
I think y'all have screwed the pooch again, man. I don't know why Jerry waits to pay.
You should know. You're a Monkey fan.
He keeps paying at the last minute like a dumbass, and in the end, he's overpaying these players like no other.
He does it all the time.
Thank you.
During a time when you need to,
but save yourself money. Why?
Somewhere to make some deals, and you're overpaying, and you're gonna hurt your own team. And no doubt, no matter what, look at this, Flo. Look at this.
What?
If there's anybody that's giving anybody the most money, it's Trey Lance. Boy, did that boy secure that Dak out here is probably going to get paid like a ton from the Cowboys. How bad he looked this past weekend. That was embarrassing.
Quarterback.
Huh?
How does he secure? He's a third-string quarterback. How does a
third-string Cowboys have to look at themselves and say, "Boy, we thought we had a replacement. This guy is worse than half the high school quarterbacks I see in the local Dallas area."
Dang, come on.
I don't think so. He's the first player, I think, in NFL history to have 400 yards of offense and 5 interceptions. That's rare.
That's pretty bad.
That's not bad. That's rare to be able to have 400 yards.
That same year also.
But he had 400 yards of offense.
Jameis Winston.
I'm just saying that's not that you can't find that.
Embarrassing. Let me tell you something, Dallas. If you don't make deals at all, you're going to have 3 players with so much money that you ain't going to have crap, and you're going to have to rely on the draft. I'm telling you right now, Flo, that's exactly what's happening.
Okay.
You're going to have to pay Micah, and you're going to have to pay Dak. And what happens when you pay all 3 of those? You're not going to have money to pay anywhere else, and it's going to struggle your team. You're going to have to rely on rookies and free agents that want to come there for the cheap. It's embarrassing, bro.
Maybe we'll see. We'll see what happens. Dak's got to prove it here maybe this year.
Okay. We'll see. Boy.
All right.
Jay ain't
go. All right, so let's get into these picks because it's been taking a while. So me and Canteen's got some unfinished business. We got the AFC picks to do. Give me your seeds, Can. Do you remember your picks at this point? I mean, I wrote them down, but do you remember?
Man, Flo, I don't remember them picks, man.
Sometimes you throw darts, and sometimes that's what you're doing. But
you know I don't remember them picks, bro.
You don't remember what you didn't write it down?
Nah, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I thought you were the recorder.
Well, I wrote it down,
man.
Come on, Cam.
Like at least put effort, dog. Like at least write it down.
I'm gonna give you your top 7 teams, and you
right,
see
top
them
7.
Okay, so you have Jets at 14-3, so they have to be your number 1 because they got the best record. Okay, then you have 2 teams at 13-4, Baltimore and Kansas City. Who's your number 2 seed there?
We'll go Baltimore 2.
Okay, Baltimore's your 2 seed.
Kansas City 3.
Okay, and then you have Bills at 11-6. Wait, no, you have Houston at 12-5 and Miami at 12-5. So who's your 3 and 4?
Let's go Miami then the Bills.
Miami's 3.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's Houston. My bad.
Yeah, Miami, Houston.
Yeah, so Miami's 3 and Houston's 4.
Yes, sir.
Or Miami's 4. My bad. Miami's 4. Houston's 5. Okay, then you got Buffalo 11-6. That would probably be your number 6 team.
Yeah.
11-6. And then you've got 2 teams at 10-7. You have Pittsburgh and the Colts. Who's your number 7 seed there?
Go Pittsburgh.
Oh wait, you got hold on. Pittsburgh, Colts, and Las Vegas. You got them at 10-7.
You said Pittsburgh. Let's go Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh is your number 7 seed. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So Colts don't make it at 10-7, and the frisky Las Vegas at 10-7 does not miss them. So man, what a double-edged sword for your loss if that's true, Omar. They make 10-7 record and they miss the playoffs.
That's wild. What did I tell you last week? Because Canteen want to be giving everybody a 14-win record.
You get a car.
Not everybody can have that many wins. It just don't work out.
Okay, so that means so the Jets would get a bye, and then you would have Baltimore play. Looks like number 7 Pittsburgh. So Baltimore.
Oh yeah, that's the easy shoe. And Baltimore wins that. Easy
Who wins it? Ravens win that. Okay.
Easy shoe for them. Yeah.
Okay, and then your number 3 seed will play 6. So it'd be Bills versus Kansas City.
Kansas City easy. Kansas
So the
City.
Chiefs win that game.
Yeah.
Okay. And then your 4 and 5 play each other, which would be Miami versus Houston.
Houston, definitely Houston. I think this is where the Tua Tagovailoa deal, all that money.
Okay. So then it would be okay. That's fair. And then the Chiefs would play, or the Ravens would play the lower seed because they're the higher seed. No. The Jets would play them. So the Jets would play the Texans. Who wins that game? Jets are your number 1 seed.
Stroud in Texans.
The Texans upset the number 1 seed. Wow.
Yes, sir.
And then the Chiefs would play the Ravens. Who wins that?
Chiefs will win that one.
Chiefs to win that one. So now you have the Chiefs versus the Texans in the NFC Championship. The AFC Championship, my bad. Who wins that?
3 times is a charm, man. 3 times.
Okay, so Chiefs. You got the Chiefs
3
going.
Charm. Yeah.
All right. Texans.
Reach.
Wow. Reach. You're the one to take the Broncos. Go to the Super Bowl.
3 times is a charm, man.
Come on. Anyway. All right. So here's mine. I made a couple of addendums. So if you guys want to
picking the Broncos to go to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, you remember last week you left. You were in protest.
Oh no, I thought you meant Canteen. Sorry.
No. Can picking the Chiefs over the Texans in the AFC Championship.
That's actually,
all right. So here we go.
That's a good pick.
Okay. So I made an addendum. I had a couple of addendums real quick. I have the Chiefs at 13-4 instead of 12-5. The Chiefs have they're only 23rd. Thanks.
Wait, I thought we were doing addendums next week.
No, I'm doing it now because I already have it. So, and I'm not probably gonna make any changes. So I just moved, and I only did like 3 changes, and then I moved up the Chargers from 9-8 to 10-7 because the Chargers have the second worst, easiest schedule behind the Falcons. The Falcons have the easiest schedule. So
you're crazy. What?
They do. This is according to I don't know who this is, but yeah. Anyway, so the Chargers, I'm gonna give them another win just because of their strength of schedule. So they'll be 10-7. And then I have, what else did I have? I like the Texans there. I lowered the Cleveland Browns from 9-8 to 8-9. They have one of the hardest. They're like the 4th hardest strength of schedule, so that's gonna be tough for them. Win 9 games with that schedule. And I think I switched the Jets and the Bills. The Bills had 11 wins and the Jets had 10, but I made Jets 11, Bills 10 because the Jets have an easier schedule and the Bills have the second toughest schedule, so I think that's going to make a difference. So I'm going to switch them, and that was my 2 switches. So then I have the 2 seed, the Bengals. Let's see, who's number 7 now? Yeah, the Colts playing the Bengals. The Bengals are the number 2 seed, and I have the Bengals winning that. And I have the Bills versus the Ravens. I have the Bills winning that, and then the Texans versus who's that?
Kansas City, right?
No, number 14 versus the Jets. So Texans versus the Jets. I have the Texans winning that. So then we have in the divisional, I have Chiefs versus Texans, and Bengals versus Bills. And I have the Chiefs and the Bills winning, and then the Chiefs going back for a 3-2 over the Bengals in the AFC Championship. That's me right there. All right, let's go. All right, so let's get into this. All right, Ken, write these down this time. I'm writing them down, but I'm just saying.
You want to inspect them too?
Yeah. Okay.
No, let me caveat. Just like when we make the picks during the season, I don't write them down. But most of my picks are proficient flow, and then you come back and caveat.
But you don't know that.
You don't even know. I have written down. I showed you were off last year, way off.
Yeah, he did. He did write them down.
Okay, I wrote them down last year. All right, I write them down because I don't trust you guys. Especially Ken and Jake. Professor, I trust the professor. He's here and there.
Most of my projections are about 14. When I
honest
say about 14,
so wait a minute, y'all both have the Chiefs going to the Super Bowl in the AFC?
Yeah, me and Ken do. Yep.
3-peat,
baby.
3 times.
Who did you have Omar last week? Who did you say was going?
Omar.
Let me see.
Omar said it was the Ravens versus the Bengals, and the Ravens go. You both have the Ravens going to the AFC Championship. The only difference is you have the Broncos and he has the Bengals. You know what? You know what I noticed? You're just a real quick addendum. You and the professor are pretty much match for match on your team on who's getting what record and who's in first, second. The only place
he likes to copy the smart one.
Well, the only place you're diametrically opposed is when it comes to the Raiders and the Broncos fans. You guys have no objectivity there.
Hey, but by the way, catch me on Wildcard Mars show. I did a preview of the Broncos season this year.
Nice. There you go.
Okay, good. All right, Cam, what do you got here? So we're gonna go around the horn. Let's start from the bottom up here. Let's do the NFC West.
NFC West.
So what do you got? Seattle, Arizona, Rams, San Francisco. What do you got?
All right, so my top seed, my best team. I'm gonna go 12-5.
Okay. For who?
San Fran.
Okay.
12-5 San Fran.
And then who's second?
11-6 for the Rams.
11. Okay, going Rams. Okay. And then what?
I'll go.
You get a car.
Wait a minute. Go.
Okay.
I'll go 8-9. 8-9 for the Cardinals.
8-9 for the Cardinals.
No.
Okay.
8-9 for Seattle. 8-9 for Seattle.
8-9 for Seattle. Okay, that's fair.
And then I'll go 3-14 for the.
Wow. Wow, 3-14.
Now the Cardinals. The Cardinals just got rid of Desmond Ridder. They signed Ridder. We made the Falcons made some strategic moves.
They got Kyler. They don't need him. Anyway, so 3-14. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, Professor. At least he got to one team losing, Professor. I mean, that's a terrible record. So at least he's showing a little improvement there, Professor.
There you go. I like it. Hey, we all got to make improvement.
Right.
All right. I like it, Ken. We just got to
write them down now.
We got to divide the wins equally, my friend. Okay, across the board. Now let's get into this. In the West, I got San Francisco. I agree with Ken 100%. 12-5, best record in the league. They're still the tops of the NFC. Seattle should stay up there, battling for a wild card position.
Really?
Either 8-9, 9-8 sort of area. I mean, look, they've got weapons at the wide receiver position. They've got DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Jackson Smith, and Njaga. They got Noah Fant at tight end. They got Geno Smith coming back for another year at quarterback. Kenneth Walker and UCLA Bruin, Zach Charbonnet, 8 clap. I'll just do 4. Zach Charbonnet. I think their offense is good enough to be a playoff team just like they were last year. That being said, their defense is not as good as it was. So I am actually going with a 9-win team for Seattle.
Oh, wow. 9-8. Okay.
I have the Los Angeles Rams stepping back. Actually, wait. How many wins did they have last season? Now that I think about it.
I think they had 10. 9 or 10.
They had 10.
Yes. So I'm having the Rams taking a little bit of a step back. I know everybody is very bullish on them, and everybody is saying that they're going to make the playoffs and they're going to do all this good. Losing Aaron Donald, losing Raheem Morris, that hurts their defense immensely. You know, I am not as much as a Matt Stafford believer as Jake is. Is he decent? Sure. He's just about average. Their running backs inspire no one unless Kyron Williams can prove that last year was not a fluke. If Puka Nacua can stay healthy and Cooper Kupp can come back, maybe their offense can be somewhat decent. So I'm actually going to go 8 and 9 for the Rams.
Wow.
8 and 9.
Wow.
And then finally, I have the Arizona bringing up the rear again. They're just too young, but drafting Marvin Harrison, pairing him up with Kyler Murray is going to be great. It's just that Kyler Murray still is coming back technically from an ACL.
Yeah.
So he's still kind of working
Is he
his way out
list?
back.
Is he
And
on
they're
the
young.
list?
No. He's not. He's healthy. He's healthy. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just saying,
Okay.
but they're young, and there's a lot of things they got to grow still, and whatever.
Okay.
Anyways, I got them at 5 and 11.
Wow. Okay. All right. So, Jake, what do you got for the NFC West?
All right. Well, first off, we could go with the card 5 and 12. Those guys
Cards
are
5
doing
and 12?
right.
Oh, my bad. I said 5 and 11. 5 and 12 is what I meant. My bad. Thank you.
5 and
Right.
12. They're not doing nothing. This is a young team. I think this head coach gets fired. I think they move on after this year from him because he shows no improvement.
That's a
Sorry.
turner.
I haven't seen anything to prove to me that he's looking great now.
Okay.
After that, I have Seahawks going 6 and 11. I don't think this team is well managed. This is a defensive coach. Geno was covered well whenever Pete Carroll's not an offensive coach, but he's very offensive minded. He does take care of the player, as in he establishes a running game for you. He makes sure you're okay on defense. He tries to help you out. I don't think this defensive coordinator that just came from the Ravens is all that great. I think it's more of that Ravens team that made him look that good. That team's going to go for sure. I'm saying 6 and 11. This is the changeup.
Wow.
The Niners just lost in the Super Bowl. They've got to have some type of hangover. So I'm putting them 11 and 6. I think of Brandon Ayuk, I think more than ever now, we're going to see Kyle Shanahan move away from Brandon Ayuk, especially if there's no contract getting done. I believe they're going to be more Debo, Christian McCaffrey centric. Brandon Ayuk's their best wide receiver. Here's the sad thing. Kittle's getting old, and Debo does not look good on one-on-one coverage. If you looked in the preseason, he was playing against four-stringers, couldn't get any separation. Sorry, buddy, you suck.
Okay.
So 11 and 6 to the 49ers. They'll still make the playoffs.
Okay, and then
Rams will be 13 and 4. I think this is a crazy rebound season. I think 14? They are going to be an offensive-centric team.
Did you say 14? 14?
No, 13 and 4.
Okay, you said 14, I thought. 13 and 4.
13 and 4.
Still,
I think this team looks dangerous this year. I think they had a bunch of young players on defense that now have another year of good experience. You get Cooper Kupp back healthy, I think. So now you have Cooper and Puka really kind of 1-2 punch. I think this is going to be a very high-scoring offense this season.
Wow. Woo!
13 and 4.
All right. So now I'm a little nervous because I look a little more like Jake.
Sorry. You see, I wasn't copying him. You're copying him. He was copying me. So now you're both cheating off the professor. And I don't like y'all cheating off the professor. I ain't giving no open exam out here, okay?
Shut up, Omar.
I don't take your stuff, man. Come on. Yeah, so I'm not a big Geno Smith fan. I always think he has the expiration date. I think we started to see that last year. I don't think he gets better than he did last year or the year before. I just feel like he does have some weapons. I agree with the Professor DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. He does have some offensive weapons, so that'll kind of keep him, keep the offense going to a degree. Noah Fant's an okay tight end. I just don't think the defense is going to get better without Pete Carroll. I don't know. I think Pete Carroll is a part of what made that defense great. He's a defensive-minded coach, even though I know, Jake said he cares about the offense. But I think that's his specialty is defense, and I feel like it's going to take a step back. And so I feel like they're going to be 7 and 10. And I think Geno Smith struggles a little bit. And I think another reason that I was going to, let me see where are they on here? I thought it was their strength of schedule was pretty tough. No, it's not too bad. It's 19, so they don't have a really bad strength. They have not an easy. It's kind of the middle of the road strength of schedule. So, but I think Geno will struggle. Arizona, I think they're going to be better than people think. I like Kyler. I think he comes back off an injury. James Conner is a decent running back. Marvin Harris is going to have a breakout year. Michael Wilson's a decent wide receiver as well. I feel like Kyler is gonna play better this year. I think the offense is gonna start to click with Marvin Harrison. I don't think they're gonna be great, but I think they're gonna be right in that 9-8 window. I think they're gonna be about 9-8. They could go 8-9. I wouldn't be surprised, but I think they're gonna be right in that window. A borderline playoff team. They probably won't make the playoffs, but they'll be right there. And then I have number 3. I'm gonna agree with Jake. They're going to be 11-6. They're going to take a bit of a step back. I think this, Brian and I thing is the 49ers.
Okay. All right, that's fine. Okay.
11-6. Yeah. They'll be 11-6. I think they take a little bit of a step back. I think they have a little bit of a hangover. We start to see some chinks in the Brock Purdy armor, so to speak. I don't think he's going to be as good. I mean, last year to me, part of it is I think it's a hangover, but part of it I think is that the San Francisco 49ers, that was their year. That was their
part
year.
Part of it is you're just a San Francisco hater. That's
no. It was their year. Everybody was there. No. Everybody.
We all know.
That's not true because when Joe Montana was there, I used to root for the 49ers. But that's not entirely true.
25 years ago? What do you?
Well, I'm just saying. At one point, I was a total fan of the 49ers. When Jerry Rice was there, and those.
And Ken used to be a Falcons fan.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, I just feel like Brock Purdy's going to take that step back. I think that last year was their year to make it. The
Dude, at least turn your mic off, fool.
I know the Chiefs. The Chiefs had a down year. This was a chance for everybody to get them, and they didn't get them. And so I think that everybody stayed semi-healthy. Christian McCaffrey was healthy for the most part. They got dinged up here and there, but there was nothing serious. Debo stayed healthy for the most part. They've had those kind of injury bugs with them, and I think it's gonna. I mean, McCaffrey's already injured before the season even started, so I'm just saying that injury bug is gonna bite him a little bit. And I think not having all those all-stars in there is gonna hurt Brock Purdy. We've seen him throw 11, 12 interceptions in camp. I mean, it's not good.
I mean,
he didn't look good in that last preseason. Yeah, but
he
didn't look good in that.
Take shots and
okay, but the last he didn't look good in that last preseason game. He was missing people. He didn't look good without his guys. Okay, he was playing against people who were going to be working at Walmart, Omar, and he wasn't looking good. So
probably
okay. So anyway, so they're 11-6. I wasted too much time on that, but anyway, because y'all kept messing with me. All right, but I think that the LA Rams. I don't believe 13 wins, but 12-5 sounds about right for me for the Rams. I think Matt Stafford comes back healthy. Kyron Williams is going to be solid. They got Blake Corum as well. The rookie is going to be solid. Let me bring Jake back in.
I bet I couldn't hear you.
All right, so I agree with Jake. I was saying that 12-5 though, not 13-4. I think Matthew Stafford will be solid. I like Kyron Williams and Blake Corum as a rookie coming in. I think Puka will be healthy. Cooper Kupp's finally fully healthy. I think last year he was still coming back from that injury. They still got Tutu Atwell, who's a great number 3 receiver. Even DeMarcus Robinson is good in there. Tyler Higbee's a solid tight end. I think their offense is going to be solid. And I think also that pickup of Jared Verse, that rookie, I think he's from Florida State, Omar. I think he's going to make a push for rookie of the year, defensive rookie of the year. I think they're not going to miss Donald as much with him there. He's going to provide a pretty solid pass rush. He's going to just be disruptive. And I think their defense looks pretty solid coming into this year. And I think their defense is going to overperform. They'll be 12-5. I got them as 12-5. All All right.
I'm going to just say this. In respect to the legend and now retired Aaron Donald, if you ever again besmirch or
I didn't besmirch him.
The name and skill level and legendary play of Aaron Donald by comparing a rookie who most people haven't even heard of.
I didn't compare him to him. I said they won't miss him as much as they would have if he wasn't there.
Okay. All right.
Just listen to what I'm telling you. Come on, Omar. Pay attention. All right. So let's move on. So here we go. NFC South. Ken, what do you got? You got Atlanta, New Orleans, Tampa Bay, Carolina. We all know where you're going here.
All right, man.
I think you're running out of room there.
Hush, man. Hush.
We got
all right, man. So now let me say this.
Okay.
When I look at the NFC South, the only team that made strategic moves and did great things in the offseason were the Falcons. That you can't argue with that. Let me pronounce his name properly tonight.
They were so bad they got a quarterback out of it.
Kirk Cousins. They got the kid from Washington. Matthew Judon. Is that correct? Judon.
He's like old.
Matthew Judon.
Okay.
They picked him up, and they also picked up the kid from Denver, I believe. Was it Denver they picked up?
Justin Simmons.
I don't know. This is your diatribe, Canteen. You gotta know the name.
Let me finish. The kid from Denver. So they made the most strategic moves, did the greatest things, I think. They'll be 12-5. The Falcons.
That was your strategic move?
They'll be 12-5.
Okay. 12-5. Okay, let me get that. You had me all confused.
Because you said, they got the easiest schedule. So I guess with the easiest schedule, you can win at least 12 games.
I guess we'll see. You better hope you do that schedule.
They'll be 12-5. All right. The next team in the NFC South, the Saints. I think the Saints are going to part ways with their coach, Dennis Allen. He's not a very, very good coach. He's nothing like Sean Payton was. And then they're going to go with Derek Carr, I guess, is their starting guy.
8 years ago, Sean Payton.
Stupid.
I'll give them a 10-7 season.
You give them a what?
I'll give the Saints 10-7.
10-7. Or they fire their coach 10-7. Wow. Okay, go ahead,
man.
Okay,
the Bucks are going to fall off. The Bucks will be 8-9. The Bucks will be 8-9.
Okay.
And then with the Panthers, I'm going to go. Panthers are going to be 4-13. They still got a lot of rebuilding to do.
At least you got one team.
I mean, at least his picks this week are a lot more reasonable.
It wasn't you get a car, you get a car. Everybody gets
a car. Hey.
Okay. All right, Omar, what you got?
All right. Here we go. I agree with Ken. The only team in the South that made strategic moves in order to actually boost their team was Atlanta, and that best move was getting rid of that bum Arthur Smith and sending him up to Pittsburgh where he belongs as offensive coordinator, because I am sorry, the way that you mishandled, misused, and misabused the talents of Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts, and Drake London will forever baffle me. Not to mention you got Tyler Algier in there too. It's not like he's not good. I mean, what are we talking about? This offense, if Kirk Cousins, old behind, can stay healthy, the Atlanta Falcons have a chance to be one of the best teams in the NFC. They're not a Super Bowl contender, but at least one of the top teams in the NFC. If he doesn't, if they end up bringing in, as Ken likes to call him, Michael, cover your kids' ears, Penix, don't say that, Penix, then they're going to have a hard season. I'm going to say Kirk Cousins stays healthy because I don't know any better and I don't wish anybody to get injured. So we'll go with 10 wins. 10 wins for the Falcons.
Okay. 10 and
that means 10 and 10. What do you mean? 10 and what? What do you think, Flo?
I'm just making because the last time you were like, you said 5 and 11. I was like,
okay, you're making a joke on. Okay, got it. Okay, got it.
That's a good
one. That's a good one. I like it. Okay.
All right. 4 years ago.
Yeah,
we had 6 games.
That's okay. So Tampa Bay, not much you can say. Not much changed, right? They got the same team coming back. the same offensive pieces, pretty much same defensive pieces. They lost some pieces here and there, but I don't think anything that's going to affect them too much. I'm going to give them the same record, 9-8 this year. Okay. New Orleans. I really started the offseason with them high. I've always obviously been a fan of Derek Carr, being a Raiders fan, and wish he would have never left. But also, right, they still got Chris Olave, Alvin Kamara, right? They got the Taysom Hiller. They've got all these. Actually, I think Taysom Hill left now. Anyways, it doesn't matter. They've got all these weapons that they have, but the problem is all their weapons are old now. And so that's what's really giving me a pause for concern. Okay. So I'm actually stepping back, and I actually had them in second at first, and I had to pull them back to third behind Tampa Bay because I just think everybody's too old on that team. So 8-9 record for the Saints. And then finally bringing up the rear. Ken is right. Carolina, it's just too much. They're in too tough of a division. Yeah. They're just not that good yet. Bryce Young has not proven that he's a capable NFL quarterback. I got them at 5-12.
So just real quick before Jake goes, 5-12. So is this a make or break year for Bryce Young as a starter, or do you think it's just the team?
I will say this.
In the second
I
year,
will say I'm not even gonna give him the time of day because he's one of the worst owners in the league. But that owner has done a lot of bad things to his franchise. Okay. And this is no offense to Bryce Young, but one of them was drafting him over C.J. Stroud. Okay. And now they have to deal with that. Does he still have a chance? Yes. Do I think they cut the cord after this year? No. I think if you spend that high on a pick, you got to give him at least 3 years to pay it out. Especially because you brought in a coach, the quarterback coach, right, to be his coach, and that did nothing, and then you fired him. So
that's fair. Okay.
And you know why, Flo? Because when you say things like 2, and I'm not talking about you, but when fans say, only 2, well, that's the problem where they're at now. That's why Carolina's where they're at now, because the owner can't keep a coach or an interim coach or a quarterback or a running back or a wide receiver or a damn defensive lineman because he sucks.
Okay. All right. Omar. Going off on the Panthers ownership. All right, Jake, what do you got here for the NFC South?
Well, I'll start with following him. I think the Panthers are going to be the worst team. 4-13. It's going to look bad for those guys. Bryce Young, I would not be surprised if they're drafting another quarterback next year and give him.
I'm not saying it's not possible. It is possible. I would give him 3 years. I would personally.
Okay.
I don't know how you give him 3 years. I think they fired their coach now.
Because he's not being developed properly. Give him somebody to develop him properly, and maybe he'll become good.
What was the record?
The project on him, though, Omar, is bigger than like you're already now 2 years in. Your project on him is worse. Not only that, he's a shorter quarterback. I'm sorry. I think he's on.
That might be true. They may have killed
his
on
the back end. Right, yeah. I'm sorry. I hate to say it.
What's the record, though? What was the record, Jake?
4-13.
4-13. Okay.
Then I got the Saints after that. I told everybody Dennis Allen will be fired this season. Poor Derek Carr's got to deal with another bad head coach. They're going to go 7-11. They will not start. I think their year starts next year.
They're playing 18 games this year?
7-11. No, wait.
That's great.
Is that the only team playing it?
7-7. 7-10.
And they got that extra game in there, huh?
Shut up, man.
One of the preseason games count, I guess.
I have the Bucks 9-8, but they will not make the playoffs with that record, and we'll find out why later. Okay. But currently, I still have the Niners, and the Rams that made it in that division. In this division, there'll only be one playoff team, and it's the Falcons. They'll go 11-6. I think it's more off of the paper of what they did through the offseason. I believe it's just based on this is the trashiest division out of all of the NFL. There's no competition. This is just straight crap. Congratulations, Kirk Cousins. You'll be average, and I believe you're one and done in the playoffs.
You said they're crap, but you gave Tampa Bay 9 wins. So.
That's fine. They can get 9 wins. You're playing in that division.
Okay.
Somebody got to win.
So what you trying to say, Jake?
And the Falcons are 11-6.
Okay. All right, so here we go. Flo is up.
Yeah, no confidence in that whatsoever, though.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go up from the bottom up because that's how the alphabetical order starts. Carolina's gonna be 5-12. I agree with you guys. You guys got them either 14-13, 4-13, or 5-12. I got 5-12. I think Bryce will be a little better. I think I agree with everything Omar said, and I'm not going to go off on a diatribe like he did. He did it for me. So thank you, Professor. But yeah, they're that bad. I'm a Tampa Bay. I like Tampa Bay more than you guys. This is another team I like more than you guys. Baker Mayfield, I think he's solid. I like the running backs of Bucky Irvin and Rasheed White. And Mike Evans is still there. Chris Godwin is still there. Jalen Dillon is not bad. I mean, they got a solid offense. And I think Baker, he was hurt last year a little bit. So I think he played through some injuries. I think he'll be better this year. And I think the offense will be a little better. I don't think they're going to be high scoring. I don't think Baker's that kind of quarterback, but I think they'll be solid enough. And I think their defense is going to be solid as well. Coming back, they got a couple injuries that I'm not sure about if they're coming back. I haven't checked their injury report, but Chiron Shanika, I don't know his name, Shoyinka, and then they got some weird names. Yaya Daibi. They both listed as injured, but I don't know if they're going to play. Those are their starters at the linebacker, so that could hurt them. They still have Jordan Whitehead. They have Jamal Dean at left corner and Zion McCollum at right corner. But I mean, they always had a solid defense, so I think they're going to be solid on defense. They're going to be like the top 5 or anything, but I think they still have pieces in that defense that play well. I got them at 10-7. And then New Orleans, I agree with most of you guys. Cam's got them at 10-7, so I don't know what he's looking at there, but 10-7 for New Orleans. I guess they're going to make the playoffs in his bracket. But I think that I don't know, Carr just doesn't have it. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a little bit of Spencer Rattler late in the season. The rookie. I wouldn't be surprised if he plays a little towards the end of the season. And he looked pretty good in the preseason. He's looked pretty good late. And at one point, he was the number one. He was going to be the number one pick before Caleb Williams surpassed him in Oklahoma. But everybody was looking at him as a top 2 or 3 pick in the NFL. So I think he's got his confidence back. Now he's with the New Orleans Saints, and maybe he can make some noise there next year as they move on. Probably Carr this year. They'll be 7-10. And then finally, the Atlanta Falcons. Can's old team, and I do say his old team. Come on, Can.
The eye of Canteen's heart.
His old team have a soft spot in his heart. But now he's for life. We all know that. Can is for life.
Canteen, give me that. Give me that Falcon, baby.
DC for life.
There we go. Falcon, baby.
Hey,
Let's go.
Flo.
What do you have them, Flo?
I'm about to take you off the show. You better stop. I'm about to take you off. All right. So Atlanta, I think they did well. I like the Kirk Cousins acquisition better than Can did. He didn't even like it at first. Now now
that they've surrounded Kirk Cousins with some weapons, man.
Who did they get to surround him?
They went to Chicago and got their receiver.
What do you mean?
Who?
Flo, stop.
They got a lot of weapons. What are you talking about?
Really?
Yeah, but who did they get? It's the same players except for
Flo, so they had Algiers.
Okay.
Kyle Pitts.
Well, who they get around him? You said
they went and got the kid from Chicago.
What's his name?
Well, they are new to him. They are technically new to
What's
him.
His name?
What do you mean?
What's his name?
I don't know all these people. Man, I don't know the kid.
Man, come on, Cam. Anyway, but you said they surrounded him. They got Bijan Robinson was there last year. Algier was there last year. Drake London was there. Kyle Pitts was there last year. I think most of these tackles were here last year. I mean, they didn't surround him with nothing.
I think he just meant new players like around Kirk Cousins.
But what I'm saying is they beat up their defense. They beat up the defense heavy.
Okay, who'd they get to beef it up?
Judon.
That's it.
I got Judon and Justin Simmons.
And the kid from Jake's old team.
Simmons?
I love you, Ken.
Yeah. I mean, what?
They beefed up their team from last. And not only that, they had Jesse Bates that they acquired last year from the Bengals. They're building their team.
And he's like when I was in Hawaii. I used to live in Hawaii, and you never ask a local to give you directions because they don't say like take 2 miles this way. They say, "Oh, hey, you go down to the supermarket down there. You go there, you take a left, and you go down to that road, Jew road down there. You take a right on that dirt road. You keep going down."
A horrible horrible. I am so sorry to all my friends and
In
family.
Hawaii.
Miohana back in Oahu. Jeez, please do not send us death threats. That was the worst Hawaiian pigeon I have ever heard in my.
Well, anyway, my point is that Can just gives out, the guy that this guy's team and that guy, and they surrounded him with this and that, and he doesn't say anything. He's saying nothing, basically.
I'll be surprised if we don't get death threats by the end of the night for you, man, David.
I was there 4 years. I like Hawaiians for the most part. All right.
Don't make it worse. Don't make it worse.
I think Kirk Cousins is solid. I don't think Michael Penix will play this year unless something happens to Kirk Cousins. Who knows if he's going to stay healthy or if he looks healthy. He's coming off an injury, of course, but they have a solid offense. We'll see how the new coach plays them. I think they're going to be 11-6, though. They're going to be 11-6. They, like Ken said, they have the worst or the lowest, easiest schedule, so they can squeak out 11 wins with the worst schedule in the NFL. And so I think they'll be good. They'll be a playoff team. They'll be 11-6. All right, let's go. All right, NFC North, Ken. You want me to give you the teams, or you got them?
Bro, I got it written down. Stop.
Don't do that. Don't do that to him.
All right, man. So when I look at the NFC North, man, I'm gonna go. Definitely gonna go 13-4 with the Lions, man. The Lions are a strong team. They solidified Jared Goff, their running game. And they got Saint Roman or whatever his name is as a receiver. He's one of the top tier receivers too. So they solidified
Saint Brown.
Yeah, Saint Brown, whatever. Yeah, they solidified him. So I'll give them 13-4. I'm gonna go. Man, I hate to go against the grain with this one, man, but I'm gonna go to Bears, man. The Bears have really kind of impressed me during the preseason.
That's not against the grain.
I'm gonna go 10-7. I'm gonna go 10-7 with the Bears. I think Caleb Williams is gonna show up.
Wow.
I think Williams gonna show up. I think he has everything that's needed to surround it around him to do what he needs to do.
Like who's surrounding him?
Flo, why you gotta do that? Like,
why you keep doing that, man, like that? Jeez,
doing that to him, man.
He says everything. He's got everything surrounded.
Why you gotta always make him try to make him look bad, man? Just
no, I'm just saying. He said everything. I'm just trying to give me one person.
Let me finish, bro.
Go ahead, bro.
I'll go 9-8 with Green Bay.
Wow, they take a step back.
That's crazy to me.
I think they'll take a step back.
Wow. Okay. What's your main reason for that they take a step back?
I need to see what they're gonna do for the first 3-4 weeks. I need to see how they're gonna start out first.
They're blowing out the Eagles week 1.
Yeah, let me see how they start
that right now.
Huh? So you're saying they struggle early, then? What you're saying?
I think so.
Okay.
And then lastly, I'll go with the Vikings. I think McCarthy got hurt. So I don't know who the Minnesota
Sam
Vikings are. 6-11 Vikings. 6-11. You just answered my question, Jake. Darnold. I don't think he's for that organization.
Darnold got hurt too?
No. He's saying
Darnold's going to start, but I'm saying McCarthy got injured.
Oh, okay, because of the quarterback injury.
Yeah,
well, I think Darnold was going to start anyway. I think even early on.
6-11 for Minnesota.
That's not a good look if he's starting already.
Okay,
not at all.
So Detroit runs away with that, except for a little bit of push from Chicago. Okay, Professor. Hey, Canteen. Hey,
you're on mute. You're on mute.
Hey, Cam, before Professor goes, start writing down your seeds so we know where you're going here.
Yes.
You haven't done that yet. Yeah,
start writing down like the top 1 versus 7. Start
1 through 7, yeah. Based on the record game. All right.
So I agree with Ken. The Lions are one of the best teams in the league. They have one of the best rosters in the league.
Wow.
This offense is going to be off of the charts this year. It's going to be a bonkers offense. I thought about 13 wins at one point in time, but I can't go that high because I think the NFC is a lot better this year, and there's going to be a lot more tough games that they need to win. That being said, an interesting stat that you need to know going into this season: Jared Goff, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jameson Williams, Amon St. Brown, Sam Laporta, the whole offense. You know how many outdoor games they're going to have this year?
How many?
3.
Except the playoffs.
They are playing 14 games indoors in the regular season. So expect them to win a lot of games and have a very high-scoring offense.
13-4?
I got 12-5. 12-5.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't go 13. Next up, the Packers.
So
man,
what's
they are-
holding them back though? If it's not the fact that they're playing indoors, what else is holding them back? Competition.
I just think the competition, the NFC
better
in
this year?
general is.
Be
I
better?
think not only is it just going to be better, it's just going to be teams in the NFC. Even if they're not really great, they're always just going to play you tough. And I think that a lot of the teams with the rookie quarterbacks have gotten better. I think a lot of the teams that were good last year are the same and haven't regressed. And I just think it's a lot tougher competition in my eyes.
Okay, that's fair, Omar. See, now I ask you questions just like I do Canty, and you answer them. I'm just
but the thing is, you're like, when you ask Ken, you're like, who is it, Ken? Who is it? You don't ask him why or what he.
I did ask him why.
You know he doesn't.
I did ask him why, though. I do ask him why. I said, why did he think that Green Bay would take a step back?
Okay, that's fine. But sometimes you did the last time, yes. But the times before that, you're like, who is going to help him, Ken? Who? And you know he don't know the damn name.
Because he's generic. Right? I just want one specific detail. That's all.
Anyways, all right.
Go ahead, Omar.
Packers. Packers, again, they're on the rise. There is no stopping this team in the next few years. Jordan Love is, the Green Bay Packers, they got that system going in there, churning out quarterbacks, churning out receivers, churning out tight ends. And it's just, I have nothing else to say. They have five receivers that could be in, top three in the league. Not top three in the league, but number 2s or 3s in the league, on other teams. Okay. I got them at 11 and 6. 11 and 6.
11 and 6. Okay.
Yep. Then we're gonna move into Chicago. I can't get. Y'all know how much I absolutely hate, and I don't like using that word. Hate the Trojan condoms, FUSC, and I just can't crap on Caleb Williams, even though he comes from the enemy. I just can't. Wow. And Chicago really has upgraded. Yeah, he's a US.
I got it. I was like, who are you talking about? I didn't know who you're talking about. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
But they've really upgraded this offense. They brought in Keenan Allen, the veteran, to go ahead and show Rome Odunze and DJ Moore the ropes. Cole Kmet is still there as a tough tight end. They brought in DeAndre Swift. They last season, right? They made trades on the defense. Montez Sweat at the deadline, and another one I can't remember off the top of my head. Anyways, while I do think they are on the come up, they still have some years in front of them. But I do think they go 7 and 10.
7 and 10.
And then finally,
wow.
7 and 10.
I thought you were going to give them a really good record, but okay.
I might change that because I was thinking 8 earlier. So I'm coming back with my amendments next week. I might have a couple. But anyways, Minnesota, tough loss. JJ McCarthy, that's such a tough loss for them. He was, as Blake has Bo Nix to fix. They had JJ McCarthy. They were really hoping good things. That being said, they still do have the best receiver in the league, Jay Jettas, baby. So
it'd been a JJ to JJ on that one, huh?
Yeah, but that's not. I'm sorry, that's not enough. When you're running out.
Well, I'm saying it would have been JJ McCarthy there. Go ahead.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a good point. JJ to JJ.
Yeah,
you're right. That's a good
point. Good connection.
Yeah. Now I will say this: I have absolute no confidence at all in Sam Darnold. So that's why this record is going to reflect that, because it's Sam Darnold I do not trust. But the rest of the offense, I trust. Jordan Addison, another USC Trojan. He said he couldn't hear us. Jordan Addison, another USC Trojan wide receiver. TJ Hawkinson, tight end. Right, Aaron Jones they brought in from Green Bay. This is going to be a good offense. The problem is they got a bad quarterback. 6 and 11 for the Vikings.
Ooh, okay. All right, Jake, what you got? Any order you want to go?
All right, I got. Hold on.
I like going bottom to top, but that's just me.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, you're good. Can you not hear us?
See, it keeps cutting out my mic.
Okay.
I mean, you sound fine to us.
Yo, I can hear you, man.
Good. You sound good to us. It's on your end. All right. So I'll go just because for the sake of time and as he comes. Can you bring him back in, Jake, when he comes in, Omar? Can you bring him back in? Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and go on this one since Jake's having a little technical difficulty. So I'm going to go. I agree with you as far as Aaron Donald. I don't think that he's going to be very good. And JJ McCarthy would have eventually started. Go ahead, Jake. I'll let you go since you're back.
All right. Like I
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
Go again. What happened, bro? Hey, what's going on?
Just go. Just go, Flo.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Just tell him I'm going. All right, just tell him I'm going. All right, I'm gonna go. All right, so yeah, I do believe in Brian Flores. I think he's a good coach. Even though Tua called him out the other day about how he treated him. Of course, Brian came out Flores. He came out and talked about how he's grown and that kind of thing. I think Brian Flores will be a head coach at some point someday in the future. He's just too good on defense. He turned around those Dolphins pretty good. So I think the defense will keep them in games. But I just, like you said, Aaron Donald, I just don't believe in him. They got JJ. I wanted to give him 6-11. I went with 5-12. I want to go 6-11 just because of the defense. I feel like Brian Flores is really going to help that defense turn around a little bit, but I don't think it'll be enough to give him a winning record. And I like Caleb Williams, so I think there'll be a borderline playoff team. I think the way he moves around a lot better than I thought. I know it's preseason, but he looked really well. He came in and out. I mean, he moved around well. I think he moves around a little too much. He's got to learn how to stay in the pocket a little bit more, be a little more patient in there. DeAndre Swift, like you said, is a good running back. I like that they brought in Keenan Allen. Hopefully he can stay healthy along with DJ Moore on the other side as receivers. So I think that'll be good for them. And like you brought in Montez Sweat, I like what you said about that, Omar. And I think they got decent corners, and I think the defense will be solid. So I think just because I think both sides will be solid, they'll have a decent 9-8 season, and I think that's where they'll end up 9-8 for the Bears. And then Green Bay, I'm going to say Green Bay, they take a slight step back. I think. I'm always in this mantra for whatever reason. The guy gets the bag, he gets paid, he's going to have a step back.
Quarterback has a bad year. That's a mantra.
Yeah, he's going to have a not as good a year. So Jordan Love got the bag, and he's going to have a sophomore slump, I think. And that division is going to be tougher.
I can't believe what I'm hearing right now.
Not only the Lions, but Chicago's going to be better. And I think Minnesota will be solid. It'll be hard to beat, even though they don't have a winning record. They'll be hard to beat because of their defense. Green Bay is going to be 10-7, though. They'll still be a playoff team. But I feel like Jordan Love takes a step back for whatever reason, and it's usually the first contract, not always when they get paid, but it's that first big contract they get. They always have a step back, or they get injured, or something happens. Anyway, so I got them at 10-7. Then I got Detroit. They're going to be good, but I think they also take a little bit of a step back. I think last year was their year too, mainly because they had the 49ers beat. I mean, they had them beat dead to rights, and they just gave away that game. I don't trust Dan Campbell as a coach, even though he likes to gamble on the fourth downs. They call him all this stuff, and the players love him, because he's crazy. Not crazy in a bad way, but he does some kind of outlandish things as a coach, and I just think that's going to cost them at some point. But I still think they'll be solid enough because of their offense. But I do think Jared takes a slight step back. He got paid also, but it's not his first contract. But I just think Jared's got an expiration date, and he's going to struggle a little bit. And that's going to cause him to struggle. Even though they have all those weapons, he's going to struggle a little bit. And 11-6, I got the Detroit Lions, number 1 in that division still. Go ahead, Jake.
All right. I'm dumbfounded by what I'm hearing about Jordan Love. The Vikings start out 7-10. I think this is the best division in the league. I think everybody in this division is pretty tough.
Okay.
So I'm going to give the Vikings a tough one. 7-10. They're going to lose. JJ McCarthy's not there, which I didn't see was a difference. I just think that head coach, I believe highly in that head coach. This is the change-up for me.
Oh, man.
I think Caleb makes the playoffs with 9-8 record on the Bears.
9-8?
Yeah,
Wow.
He's going to make the playoffs with the 9-8 record.
Well, we got the same record, though. Okay.
So I think they're going to step up. The Keenan Allen grab, I mean, they got DJ Moore last year. They're looking very good. This wide receiver core is legit. Cole Kmet, these guys can play. And I think they also got DeAndre Swift from the Lions.
Right.
So they're doing what they got to do.
Huh?
What'd you say?
I didn't say anything.
Don't listen to you, Flo.
No, I was just saying that Omar had mentioned that. DeAndre Swift. He was
Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's all I said.
This is where I think happens differently. Last year, I had Jared Goff as the best quarterback in the NFC. I believe he takes a step down this year.
Oh, see? There you go.
The Lions go 11-6. I think they fall down a little bit. I don't know. Here's the thing. It's different from being a hunter to being the hunted. And I think this team is being very targeted. Everybody knows they're coming.
Yeah.
So now they're watching them. I think they take a fall back.
Okay.
This next quarterback, I believe, is going to be the best quarterback in the NFC this year. My boy, Jordan Love, is going to show up and show out. And let me tell you something. I told you the best acquisition from the offseason. I saw this man carry a sorry Raiders team to 4 wins last season. Josh Jacobs is the real deal. So not only are you giving Jordan Love a break because you can just hand the ball off and let him just, hey, we need 5 yards here. Go ahead. We need 7 yards here. Go ahead. He's an automatic lock of falling down 5 yards for you. This is the best running back in the league. Add on, you have Jordan Love. I think Watson steps up this year. Romeo Doubs steps up this year. This team is going to be the best team in the NFC. They go 13-4. Book it.
13-4. Wow. Well,
Blow your time.
Hold on. I just went. I went before Jake. I was just gonna sound the alarm.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
HDJJ is in effect.
Yeah, you sound dumb.
HDJJ is in effect for the Packers. I'm sorry, Tony, the savant out there, but you've just got the HTT.
Yeah, whatever.
HTJJ jinx.
Hot take Jake.
Jinx. At 13-4, man. Woo. Just like he did for his Broncos last week. All right, so that's it. Let's go to the one we've all been waiting for. Mine and Canteen's
This should have been
division.
first how bad this division's about to be.
Cowboys. This is it. All right, Can, what do you got in the NFC East, baby? Let's go.
All right, man. So I'm definitely gonna stick with the Cowboys. I'm not saying the Cowboys gonna have a phenomenal, spectacular record, but I will give the Cowboys an 11-6 season. 11-6 season for the Cowboys. I'm definitely gonna go with the Commanders, man. I think the Commanders, Dan Quinn, they beat up their defense.
That's all you said about the Cowboys?
Listen, let me finish.
Okay.
You're burying the lead. Did you just put the Commanders over the Eagles?
Yeah, I know. That's crazy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What you got? What's the record?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
I'm gonna go 10-7 with the Commanders.
Wow.
Reason being, Jaden Daniels. I like what Dan Quinn has done. I watched some of their preseason. I think they're going to have a spectacular season, 10-7.
I thought you said Dan Quinn was garbage.
Flo, let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
I've been watching. I've observed some different things. The Eagles will go 9-8.
Okay.
They like I said. What did the Eagles do last year? They started out 8-9 wins. What happened? They crashed and burned. Now you got Sirianni got issues with his quarterback. They got issues. His quarterback got issues. So if the head coach is the quarterback and they can't diffuse issues and get along with everybody on the team, how you expect to win? That's a big thing.
Okay.
The Eagles, the Eagles been trash. They're gonna remain trash. Eagles will go 5-12.
We talking about Giants?
Giants will go 5-12. Giants.
Okay.
Giants 5-12.
Okay. You get your seating down, Canteen. So that's next. All right, go ahead, Omar. 1 through 7.
All right. Well, let me blow your all's mind real quick. I'm going to give you all some interesting dichotomy, a nice juxtaposition here.
Warning.
How about this?
We're going to blow minds here.
How do you like this? How do you like dueling 11-6 and 6-11 records in the division?
What?
The Cowboys and Eagles both go 11-6. The Commanders and Giants both go 6-11.
Wow.
I think Philadelphia is actually, obviously, I think in my eyes, have gotten better. They've improved their defense in the offseason, locked up their receivers, picked up Saquon Barkley. I think the Eagles are going to be better this year. I don't think that Dallas is going to regress much. I just think that this is the year that Mike McCarthy doesn't get 12 wins. That's all. and he gets 11. Now, I'm going to reserve the right to amend this because I've been fighting with this decision, and I may change this at any moment. So I'm not sure about this.
Okay. 6 and 11. So what's your main reason you don't like the Washington at all? 6 and 11, you don't think they have a shot?
I mean, Jaden Daniels is a rookie. While he could be good, and I thought about giving them a 7 and 10, and giving the Giants maybe a 5 and 12, which I may still do. I'm really confused on this division, but what I do know is that rookie quarterbacks usually don't have really good seasons, so you can't really expect more than 6 or 7 wins realistically from a rookie quarterback. Which is why I gave Chicago 7 wins as well.
Chicago.
Yeah, I gave Chicago 7
Oh, yeah,
wins.
you did. That's right. You did. Okay.
I don't think rookie it's very hard for rookie quarterbacks to have a winning record.
That's fair. That's fair. No, that's a fair assessment.
Just like Bo Nix is not going to win more than 6 or 7 games either, no matter how delusional, horrible hot take Jake is.
Hot cake.
Or as Nard called him, what did he call him? Patty cake.
Oh, I forgot.
Cake Jake.
I forgot.
Oven bake Jake. Oven bake
Jake. Old oven bake.
Yeah.
Old oven bake.
Okay. So I guess you'll tell me who wins that division later. So, all right, Jake, go ahead.
Go ahead, oven bake.
All right. Well, the worst team is going to be the Giants. We saw this easily.
Easily. Okay.
4 and 13. I think Daniel Jones is done after this season. I think they finally move on. That's going to look bad.
Is the
I
coach
feel bad
done
for
too,
Brian
though?
Daboll because they might let go of Brian Daboll, who's a good head coach.
Okay.
Excuse me.
This is the shocker here. I think the Cowboys end up going 7 and 10 right now. Here's
Get
why.
the hell out of here. That is ridiculous, man. Come on.
Omar,
Take a drink to that.
You're
Jake.
smart. You're smarter
Omar.
than that. You're smarter than
Omar,
that.
I'm calling a spade a spade. I told
How
you
are they going to be that much worse when they got the same team?
They don't have the same team, Omar. What are you talking about? They don't have a running game now.
Okay, that's
They have the
true.
same
Aside
running
from-
game they had last.
They
Aside
don't
from
have
the
a running game. I
That's
think
true.
they
Running
lost
game
now
is
Stephen
different.
Gilmore, so now they don't have 2 lockdown corners.
Yeah, they
I'm
got
sorry. Bland's not as great. Bland was only good because he played good slot.
And he's
So,
hurt for the first 4 to 6 weeks. too.
They're going to worry about that. Not only that, I've never trusted what's scary.
7
the last
wins,
time we
though?
saw them, the Packers showed you how to beat them. Their middle of their field is straight trash. I can't name anybody on their linebacker core. They're throwing the ball down the middle the whole way through. They didn't improve at all in the offseason. They spent too much time with CeeDee trying to figure out his contract. And look at this. It looks embarrassing. The reason why I have the Commanders over them is because I think Dan Quinn knows this team too well. And I think head-to-head, he beats them both times. Now, the Commanders will be 8 and 9.
Okay.
So 7 and 10 Cowboys, 8 and 9 Commanders.
Wow, that's a terrible division then.
I said this division is not getting 10 wins.
Okay.
And the Eagles will go 9 and 8. And they will barely squeak by. They'll only make it because it's just a terrible division this season.
Well, you got 3, 9, and 8, so you got to pick one of them to not be out. So it won't be the Eagles, I guess.
No, the Eagles have to win the division.
Okay. That's the only reason they get in.
Don't worry.
Okay. So, you got 2 more 9-8 teams that got to either get in or out. So, okay. We'll see what happens. All right, let's go.
Don't worry.
All right, let's go. Here we go.
All right.
The one who knows what's going on here. All right, you got the Giants down pretty good. I think they will get 7 wins, though. I like Danny Dimes a little more than you guys do. I think he'll play solid. He was hurt last year.
The Giants guy?
Yeah, I think they'll get 7 wins. I think that I like Malik Neighbors. He's going to help him out quite a bit. He's going to help Danny Dimes. He's going to have a weapon for him to throw to. Danny Dimes got a decent ball, a deep ball that he can throw. He can move around. He's athletic. We'll see how he does if he can stay healthy. They still got offensive line issues that they haven't completely shored up. So that's the only reason I don't give them a good. I think if they had a solid offensive line, it might be a little better. But we'll see what happens. I give them 7 and 10. I'm gonna go Washington. I know what Canteen said. I like what Canteen said. I also do like as well Jaden Daniels. I think he's gonna be solid. I like Cliff Kingsbury as the offensive coordinator. He's good with quarterbacks who can move around. He's just good with that, and he's a better offensive coordinator than he is head coach.
He is a head
and
coach.
I think Brian Robinson and they got Austin Eckler as well that no one mentioned. He's a solid. He doesn't have to carry the whole load because they got Brian Robinson in there too. But Eckler is very versatile. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. They got Terry McLaurin as the number one target. Zach Ertz as a tight end. He's a solid tight end. And I think they're going to be they're going to challenge, and they're not going to be quite a playoff team, but they'll be 8-9. I think they'll have a solid season. Jaden Daniels will make a push for Rookie of the Year or Offensive Rookie of the Year, one of those two. But anyway, all right, so here we go. Philadelphia Eagles. I agree with Ken. I think they're going to take a step back. You have issues. There was a fractured relationship, a report of Jalen Hurts and Sirianni.
Sirianni, man.
I don't think that gets healed. I don't think when you have a fractured relationship between your head coach and your quarterback that gets healed in one off season.
Please stop it with the fracture. They don't have every quarterback and coach.
It was called fractured.
Oh my!
No, it wasn't an argument. They said it was fractured, and you could tell by the season. You could tell by what happened the rest of the season how they went downhill. There was something wrong with that team.
And so you think they would not? You think they would not have made a change in the offseason if that did not get fixed? They're not going to ruin a whole season because of that.
Well,
if it didn't get fixed, they would have fired the coach.
Who are they going to hire? Who are they going to hire?
What do you mean?
They were looking at Belichick.
Bill Belichick was out there, as far as I know.
Yeah, they looked at it. I think there were reports they looked at him under the table.
Let's not talk about Bill. I got a surprise for Bill in a second. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. Let's not talk about it. But I still think losing Kelsey, he made all the check plays. He checked the protection. Now Jalen's going to have to do that, or who else is going to do that?
Yeah.
And so I think that's going to hurt them. Kelsey was the anchor for that tush push. I think that's going to be less effective. That was one of their best plays on short yardage is a tush push. That's not going to be as effective. So I think that's going to hurt them. They're going to be 9-8. There'll be a borderline playoff team. I think this is going to be a bit of a hangover from last year. I don't think they've solved all their issues and their personality issues with each other. When you have a quarterback and a head coach that got issues, that's the worst kind to have between a quarterback and so I don't think that's gotten completely healed. No matter what they say, I think that's still healing. That relationship is still healing, and that's going to affect them. You may even see Kenny Pickett out there at some point. I don't know. We'll see. They do have Saquon Barkley, but I don't trust that he can stay healthy. They have a great receiving core. So, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. I just think, I don't know. When your quarterback and your head coach,
more than a 9-win team to me. Jeez,
okay, we'll see.
Not only that, they got Saquon also. They got something.
But Saquon running back. You
just told me all this stuff about how they're a 9-win team, and then went to talk about them like they're an 11-win team.
No, I didn't. I just said they had some good weapons. But they had good weapons last year, and what happened? So we'll see. They were the worst team. They were the worst second half team in the NFL.
They made the playoffs. That's okay.
And they had the same people. And they look terrible all the way into.
I can't wait. I want you to keep that same feeling right here. What you're about to say about these Cowboys.
Okay.
Because this same team is bullcrap. You lost, some players here, buddy. Come on.
What players did we lose?
I told you lost Stephen Gilmore. Your running back situation is way worse this year. You lost two offensive linemen. Tyron Smith's not there no more. So now your offensive line is not as elite. I don't want to hear that. So
here's what I'm going to say, Jake. You and Omar and all these people. Well, the Eagles they addressed their defense. They got 2 cornerbacks. They're rookies. Since when has a rookie quarterback been that great? Since when has a rookie quarterback been that great? Come on.
No one's even talking like
really
that,
rare. Yeah, you did. What did they address? Every time I asked you, what did they do to address?
Right, but why'd you have to use that little voice?
No, here's my point. Hold on. Here's the
because that's Jake's voice. I was using Jake's voice.
Kingsbury wasn't a great head coach. Who said he's a bad offensive coordinator?
Huh? What?
He's a better offensive coordinator because he works with quarterbacks that like to move around.
Kingsbury, yeah.
Isn't that going to help them as well?
Going to help who? The
Commanders, yeah. He's a plus.
That's why I gave him 8 and 9. They got a rookie quarterback. Come on. So anyway, we say they didn't do anything in offseason. They did draft 2 offensive linemen. Tyler Guyton has looked great in camp. Cooper Beebe as
a center. He just talked about rookie corners. Now,
you just talked about rookies not being able to replace non-Philadelphia. But all of a
Because
sudden,
there's no
Cowboys,
because corners do not make a
good.
difference as rookies.
Thank you, Jay.
Name me a
Thank
corner
you,
who
Jay.
makes a difference.
What?
That makes no sense, Flo.
Because offensive linemen are not the same. If you guys
Get
know
out
anything about
of here.
football, it's not the same position. I don't know if you knew that,
Just 2
but
years ago was
cornerbacks
amazing
and
as a
offensive
rookie.
linemen are not the
Christian
same
Gonzalez
position.
last
They
year
play
was great
separate
before Tyler.
separate positions
Devin
on the
Witherspoon
field.
You know what? I can't.
That's fine.
Okay, get out of here.
Go
Come
ahead.
on.
You go, Flo. I'm ready to hear you contradict
Yeah,
yourself.
anyway, so they
Cowboys.
showed up their offensive line. They showed up their offensive line. Ezekiel Elliott is back. He's going to help with the short yardage that they didn't have last year. They just brought in Dalvin Cook. He might get signed to a 1-year deal. It's going to be running back by committee. It's been that way the past few years anyway. They signed CeeDee Lamb. They got Brandon Cooks, Jalen Tolbert, Jalen Brooks. They got a solid wide receiving core. And I think they shored up that offensive line.
Those guys.
They're good. They're good.
They're good.
They are good. You can say they're not good. We'll see what happens in the season. You can say what you want. Terrence
Rookies
Steele
will
is
never
solid.
make an impact. Rookies and young players don't make an impact.
Jalen Tolbert and Jalen Brooks are good. And if Brandon Cooks can stay healthy, he's a solid number 2 receiver. And like you said, they're going to move CeeDee around, and they're going to do a lot with CeeDee. Now that he's back in the fold, they're going to do a lot
This
on
team is
offense.
going to struggle.
They
I can't wait.
DeMarcus Lawrence is back. Micah Parsons is still playing. Mozzie Smith has put on a lot of weight in the middle. That's where we struggled.
What'd y'all do in the middle where the Packers each ate y'all up?
Mozzie Smith, he
playoffs?
put on a lot of weight. They got Odigizua in there.
Oh, man. Oh, great. Put on
Yeah,
a lot of weight.
Trayvon Diggs is back. We did lose Deron Bland, so that's going to be a kind of a hamper us. But last season, we lost Overshawn. Before the season started, we lost Diggs. That's 2 key pieces on defense that we lost at the beginning of the season. And we lost Van Der Esch halfway through the season. Those are 3 big starters that we lost. We got all of them back. We did lose Bland for a few weeks, but I think we can survive without him. Donovan Smith was hurt most of the season. Malik Hooker is back as free safety. I think we have a better defense
Gilmore?
than we did last week.
Stephon
He's
Gilmore,
gone.
He was on his way out. He was on his way out. He barely got signed at the end of the offseason, so he's lost a step. He would have been solid to have him if now that Bland is hurt, but hey, what can you do? You can't foresee everything. Anyway,
we're running on 2 hours, bro. That's my bad, y'all. We gotta.
well, you guys keep interrupting me. I can't get through this because you guys keep interrupting me.
I
So
just
that's
saw a
y'all's fault.
contradiction with the
That's y'all's
Eagles and the
fault.
Cowboys.
It's not a contradiction. It's that cornerbacks don't make a difference as rookies.
And O-linemen
Typically, that's not how an O-line that does happen.
That was so good. That was so good.
Oh, whatever, Omar. You don't know what you're
Guys
talking about.
reaching.
All right, so we're gonna do well. I think Dak is gonna play well, whether he gets a contract or not. This is a prove-it season for him and McCarthy. Because everybody's down on the Cowboys, I found myself defending Dak, and I was the first one out on Dak before that first contract.
Woo.
Now everybody's out on Dak. I think he's gonna have a really good season. I think it goes 12-5 again, and they win the division for the first time to win the division. I don't know how many years. All right, let's go. Y'all quit interrupting me. I could get finished. Anyway, all right, Can, give me your seeds.
All right, 1 seed. We got Lions as number 1 seed.
Okay.
San Fran 2. San Fran 2. They'll come out of the West.
San Fran's 2.
Falcons 3.
Okay.
Number 4 is Dallas.
Okay.
5 is the Rams.
The Rams. Okay.
6 is the Commanders.
6 of the Commanders. Wow.
Yep. And 7 is Green Bay.
How does Green Bay beat Chicago when Chicago's 10-7 and Green Bay's 9-8? How does that happen?
I picked Green Bay.
You were 10-7 for Chicago and 9-8 for
Wait,
Green Bay.
Nate, do his numbers.
I picked Green Bay
again. One was who?
I don't know.
I picked Green Bay at 10-7.
Do 1 through count that. Say
Did Green Bay? That's not what you said.
So the Lions will be the 1 seed.
Okay, but so Green Bay's 10-7?
Yeah, Green Bay 10-7.
You can't change it, man. Come on, man. And then Chicago's 9-8.
Yeah,
you can't
but
change
that's your 1 through 7. You got Lions NFC North.
Okay.
You got San Fran West, Falcons South,
Okay.
Dallas East. Then you got the Rams, Commanders, and then Green Bay.
Okay. All right.
Awesome.
Omar.
San Francisco number 1, Detroit number 2. Phil, just because I like storylines, although this does reserve the right to change, but because I do like storylines, Philadelphia at number 3, Dallas at number 4. You'll see in a second why. Green Bay at 5, Atlanta at 6, Seattle over Tampa Bay at 7. I also
Hold on. Green Bay was 6?
5.
5? And
Atlanta
where was
6.
You need
Atlanta?
to flip one, Omar.
Because they got to be a division, like a division winner.
Yeah. You 3 and 4 are both the same division.
Shoot, you're right. My bad. I did do that. Sorry,
That's
you're
what I
right.
was
All right,
wondering.
come back to me. Go to Jake. Hold on, give me a second. Go to Jake.
Okay. All right, go ahead, Jake.
All right, I got
I forgot about that.
1 is Packers, 2 is Rams,
Number
3
1 is Packers.
Falcons,
2 is Rams. Okay, 3 is Falcons.
4 is Eagles,
Okay.
5 is Lions,
5 is Lions. Okay.
6 is Niners,
6 is Niners.
and
Okay.
7 is Bears.
And Bears make it, knocking out the Bucks. Number 7.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You ready, Omar?
No, keep going. Go you.
Okay.
Didn't mind.
Okay. All right. So I got the Rams at 1. Meaning that however they do the tiebreakers, Dallas at 2. And then I have
He said
Atlanta at 3. Detroit at 4. Then I have the San Francisco 5. Green Bay at 6. And Tampa Bay at 7. All right. You ready, Omar?
Yes.
You got to you sure?
Think so.
For your seeds, at least, you can change your teams.
Yeah. So San Francisco, Detroit,
Detroit 2.
Dallas, Atlanta,
Dallas. Dallas 3. Or Eagles 3.
No, sorry, Eagles at 5.
Eagles at 5.
Green
Dallas
Bay
at
at
3.
6. Yep, Dallas at 3. Yeah, and I'm probably gonna change this. I got to think about it again. I want my storylines to play out. So that's
who's
fine.
at 7 then?
Seattle at 7.
Seattle at 7.
Yep.
Okay.
And so the reason I did this is there's a few reasons here. Play along with my stories. So first of all, we all know that Green Bay has owned Dallas in the playoffs over the last few years. So this is where Dallas gets their revenge over the young come-up team of Green Bay in the first round. Okay. Detroit over Seattle, obviously in that 2-7. I forgot that, but I thought that was self-explanatory.
Hold on. Let me get these down. So you say Green Bay and Dallas 4 and 5 play, and Dallas wins that one. And then what? Go next.
And then the 2 versus 7 was just Detroit over Seattle. I don't think that's even a game there at all. So Detroit over Seattle.
Detroit over Seattle.
And then Philly over ATL, the 4 and 5 game. Or the 5 and 4, 5 over 4.
Philly over
ATL.
Falcons.
Yep.
Okay.
And then San Francisco will beat Philly.
San Francisco beats Philly.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And this messes everything up. Hold on.
Then Detroit's got to play.
Yeah, I don't want Detroit and Dallas to play.
Yeah, Detroit and Dallas.
Because I want Dallas and San Francisco to play, so I got to figure this around. But it's going to be something like that. And anyway,
so you got Dallas in the end. You got Dallas and the 49ers in the end.
Dallas and 49ers in the conference championship.
What the hell?
And then who you got winning that one?
Well, this is the funny part. So remember how I said if the Cowboys don't make 12 wins a few months ago that Mike McCarthy will get fired? So this is what happened. Dallas loses a heartbreak to San Francisco. McCarthy gets fired. Belichick gets brought in. Possibly Dak Prescott could also be let to walk at that point. Whereas then you sign Marco Parsons and draft a quarterback.
Wow. Interesting storyline. You like your
And
storyline.
I'm sorry, Dad, and I'm sorry, Flo. I'm sorry that I had to do that to the Cowboys, but I like storylines too much. And that
That's
was
good.
juicy.
That's a good storyline. What do you got? Ken, you got your order of merit here?
Jake, don't you dare ever look at me like that again.
I already gave you mine.
You did?
Yeah, I gave
He
you
didn't
mine.
give you
Jake
the
didn't
win.
give you-
You didn't
he'll do
give me who's gonna win.
All right, so you want to go 1-7? Say so. Break it
So
down.
seven's gonna play 2, which is San Francisco.
San
so
Francisco
it'd
play
be
Green. So that'll be
Green
Green
Bay.
Bay. Yeah.
San Francisco win?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then you got Atlanta playing. Looks like who would they play? The Rams?
Atlanta will win.
No. It'd be
3-4.
it'd be Dallas hosting a game against the Rams. Looks like, or it would be Washington, Dallas and Washington, wouldn't it? Because they're the division winners.
Is it 3-4? Is it 3-4 that plays each other?
Well, it depends on the
4-5.
division. It's 4-5, but if they're division winners, so it'd be Dallas hosting the Rams. Okay, who wins that one?
Dallas will win that one.
Dallas wins that one. Okay,
Boy, we have Dallas doing all this.
and then you have Washington playing Atlanta.
Man, Atlanta gonna kill Washington.
Hey, bottom line,
ATL.
sports fans, remember, every one of these idiots picked Dallas to be in the playoffs and go far. Look how dumb this is going to look in a couple weeks.
It's San Francisco.
In a couple weeks.
Gonna-
I mean, 4 months. What do you mean?
I think in 4 weeks after they're
You're gonna have-
Oh, you think they're just
really
going to fall apart? Okay, yeah. I mean,
Okay,
they do have a tough 6 games to start their season.
so Atlanta wins. They're the 3 seed. They're gonna play Dallas. So Atlanta, Dallas. Who wins that?
Atlanta, Dallas.
Yeah,
Oh,
go ahead, do it.
Dallas gonna crash and burn, bro. This gonna be the end of Dak
Oh,
Prescott.
wow. So they're gonna go to the NFC Championship, the Falcons. Okay,
All right,
Jake.
go, man.
Falcons going to NFC Championship. Okay, and then
Mine's a
who
little
wins between?
closer.
Who wins with what do you have? San Francisco. Oh, is gonna play Detroit. Who wins that game? San Francisco, Detroit.
49ers, man.
49ers. So you got the 49ers versus the Falcons. I need to put this song for you, man.
No, hey,
Atlanta Lover
hey,
picking
I'm
the
telling
Falcons
you, man, go, hey,
to play the
go back and
49ers.
go back and watch First Take today, man.
Okay.
First Take yesterday.
don't
Dan
care about First
Orlovsky
Take.
said it himself.
You
Atlanta
like
Atlanta is that sleeper team, and he believes
it's not Aaron Losky, it's Overlosky.
Olowski, whatever his name. I mean, he wasn't a good
So
quarterback.
who wins
or
between the
whatever.
Niners and the Falcons?
Yeah, who wins that game?
ATL.
Atlanta going to the Super
Super
Bowl.
Bowl.
Wow.
ATL versus Kansas City.
Who goes?
This is such a reach.
ATL versus Kansas City.
Wow.
You will see.
Atlanta Falcon lover. Okay, this is the old Cantina who they're going to the Super Bowl every year. He picks Atlanta every year to go to the Super Bowl, just like Jake's picking the Broncos. All right, Jake, give me your thing, your rundown here.
All right, I got Rams versus Bears. Rams will win that one.
Rams versus Bears. Okay. Rams win. Okay.
Then the 3 and the 6 seed is Falcons versus Niners. Niners beat the Falcons.
Wait. Niners versus Falcons? Okay.
Yeah, they're the 6th seed in my. The
49.
Niners will be the 6th seed in this one.
Right, because they're second in their division. So Niners and Falcons, Niners win. Okay, then you
Eagles
got
versus Lions. Lions win.
Lions. Okay. So then you got
Packers versus Niners. And Rams versus
Packers,
Lions.
number 1 seed. Packers versus Niners? Oh,
yeah,
that's true.
because they're the 6th seed.
Okay.
And
So the Packers win or the Niners?
the Packers finally right their wrong. They beat the Niners in the
Okay.
divisional round. They go to the NFC Championship game.
Versus who?
Then Rams and Lions face off. The Rams will beat the Lions.
Okay. So you got the Rams versus the Packers in the NFC Championship, and who's winning?
Packers win, and they win it all this season. They win it all.
They're going to beat the Broncos in the Super Bowl?
Look, the Broncos are the heart pick at the very end. Between the Ravens and the Broncos.
He calls us idiots with this stupid pick. Get out of here with your shit.
The Ravens and Broncos, whoever wins that game, the Packers beat either one. Jordan Love chose this.
You already said Broncos. Are you sticking with your Broncos pick then? Or are you going back to the Ravens? Come on, you better make your changes.
I'm fighting back and forth. Hey, what? Aren't we doing next week?
Hey, after next week, no going back. So right now you got the Broncos winning. Yeah.
I changed mine. I'm good. I got my storylines figured out.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I got so many lines. I gotta know what's going on.
All right. So start over for mine.
Mine is the easiest one to figure out.
All right. San Francisco 1, Detroit 2, Philly is 3, Atlanta 4.
Atlanta's
Green Bay 5.
Hold on, Atlanta's 4. Green Bay is 5. Okay.
Dallas 6. Seattle 7.
Dallas is 6. And Seattle is 7 still. Okay.
So
all right.
Detroit beats Seattle.
Detroit beats Seattle. So,
this is even better storyline. Dallas beats Philadelphia. Oh, Dallas beats Philadelphia.
Dallas beats Philly. Okay.
Yep. Gets their fans all hyped up. Right.
Okay.
I'm going to Stephen A mode. Green Bay beats Atlanta.
Green Bay
4
beats
versus 5.
4 versus 5. Green Bay beats Atlanta. Okay. Green Bay. Okay.
Now here's where Dallas goes into San Francisco and gets demolished and gets their heart broken.
Gets mollywopped.
Loses everybody.
That's the divisional round again. Come on.
I know. So I'm moving. I couldn't. I'm sorry.
Oh, to be 49ers.
I think
to be 49ers versus who?
Detroit. Detroit beats Green Bay. Detroit and San Francisco.
NFC Championship.
You're an idiot. You don't have to call me an idiot. You got the same NFC Championship game as last year.
Wait a second. I mean, what's wrong with that? Wasn't they just the same?
And who wins? And who wins it? Who wins it?
I want to. If you look back a year ago, you had the Eagles and Niners as a championship.
Back to the Super Bowl for San Francisco. Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
I have to look at this again. I have to evaluate. This again, but
Okay. You guys confused with all these back and forth, man. Okay, so I got
I'll
Rams
send you my
number
final
1
next
seed.
week.
Okay. Yeah, help me out because I got lines going everywhere and I'm like, ugh. Okay,
Mine was
this is what I
one.
got. This is what I
Shut
got.
up, Jake. That's because you picked the worst picks, you idiot.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. The Packers versus okay. Anyway, so I got the Rams number 1 seed, so I might be close to Jake on one side.
Come on, man.
Then I got 2 versus 7, so Cowboys versus number 7. Cowboys versus the Bucks. Cowboys win that game. And then I got the Niners, the 3 seed, versus the Packers, and the Niners win that game. And then I got 4 and 5. I got Detroit versus Atlanta. Wait. So here's how I got Detroit. I got the Falcons versus the Niners. The Rams versus the Cowboys in the divisional, however that works. And then I got the Cowboys and the Rams in the NFC Championship game.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. The Cowboys versus the Rams NFC Championship game. And I got the Rams winning.
Wait. But you can't just say this is what I want. If you're gonna have the storyline, you actually got to play it out. How do you know the Rams and Cowboys can actually play each other? Did you play it out?
Well, because the Rams, the Rams will play.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just saying. You were like, oh, okay.
No, the Rams will play the 49ers, and the Falcons will play the Cowboys.
Wow, you got the Rams.
He's trying to find an avoidation of seeing the Niners.
We'll beat the Falcons, lowly Falcons. We'll beat them. And the Rams will beat the 49ers. And we'll be the Rams and the Cowboys in the NFC Championship, with the Cowboys falling short yet once again.
Hey, the biggest thing is, man, stay healthy. Stay healthy, man.
They get rid of Dak.
Stay healthy, man. Healthy.
Who?
Everything's healthy and go to the rest of the season.
Everybody's got to stay healthy, Cam. That's everybody.
You said with an easy schedule like we got, I mean, the likelihood of the Falcons.
Yeah, but he's coming off an injury. How do you know Kirk Cousins is going to be the same?
I'm hoping for the best.
Okay, hey, you're hoping for a lot of the best for Atlanta.
Fans, we are ready for the season, man. Next week, what do we got?
Next week, we got the draft. If you get in the draft.
Oh, yeah, invite me to the draft. Let me get that in.
And our NFL pick. I mean, our college football picks.
Our college football picks next week, and we got the draft next week.
Give up one of your teams so Jake can take the team so we can just lock up 10 because we're probably not going to get 12. Give up one of yours.
Yeah,
like,
Jake,
anyways.
Don't give it up yet. If we don't get a 12th team by, I'll let you know, Ken. Then you give up one of your teams. And
then I'll trash one of mine.
All right, send me the invite. Hey,
all right, I'll send you the invite.
To school you on fantasy also, man.
Oh, my God.
Team. If you can send me that Venmo, PayPal, whatever for that, and then Flo, what I'll do is I'll send you the 20 for next month, and then I'll send you the 10 extra in the difference between our leagues.
Okay.
Yeah, because you did. So we're going to.
Oh, you're saying for my 50
now, Flo. It's 20 now, right? 20
yeah.
about. All right.
Okay.
Because yours is you said yours was 60, right?
Yeah, 60. Yeah.
Yeah, because mine's 50, so it's a $10 difference that I would owe you.
Oh, okay. After the 30.
Hey.
So you'll send 40.
Well, I thought we were doing 20 this month. I thought it backed up.
Days away.
Oh yeah, 20. Right, 30. So you'll send 30 this month.
Yeah,
okay.
I'll send 30.
Okay. Okay.
Subscribe to Deep Bottom Line Sports, y'all.
Man, what a show! I couldn't even get through my Dallas pick, man.
Yeah,
being attacked.
Hey, hopefully you redo that one.
I'm gonna look at it, but I got the Rams and Cowboys, and the Cowboys falling short in the NFC Championship game. So hey, at least I didn't send them to the Super Bowl like you sent the Broncos to the Super Bowl. Hopefully you rethink that one too, Jake.
Hey, Bottom Line Sports fans, we love you. Be ready. Yeah. The NFL season is upon us.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's go.
We'll see you next time, guys. Bottom Line Sports.
Let's get it going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boogeyman out.
Hey, y'all. Hey, all you Packers fans, you just got HTJJ'd. Hot take.
No, they didn't.
Jinx. He's picking your Packers to go to the Super Bowl, man. That's the ultimate HTJJ, man. Sorry, Tony. He just jinxed him, man. Can't believe it. We'll see you next time on the Bottom Line Sports. Thanks, Omar. Thanks, Jake. Thanks, Canteen. See you next time on the Bottom Line Sports, baby.
Y'all hanging out or y'all gonna roll out?
Let's go. I might hang out for a minute. All right, man. Jake's already gone. We'll see you in a minute. Man, what a show. Woo. Then we got these picks out of the way. These shows are long when they're all these picks. All right, anyway. All right, let us know what you guys think. Give us your picks. Go to the page on Facebook. What is your picks for the NFC, AFC? Who's going to win the divisions? So, anyway, we'll see you next time on the Bottom Line Sports, man. Let's go.